Thank you, Your Excellencies. Excellency Dr. Christian Rob to lay the second wreath.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the media. Good morning, invited guests. On a bleak Wednesday morning on 6th August 2025, tragedy struck our nation. What began as a routine official trip by some state officials to Obuasi to perform some assignments ended in complete disaster. Seasoned and dedicated public servants, as well as some of the best airmen we have, perished. The whole country was plunged into a period of mourning. But even in the midst of mourning, it was necessary to find out what had happened and how, going forward, such a tragedy could be avoided. So His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama, ordered an immediate investigation into the helicopter crash with a view to getting to the bottom of it and taking steps to avert same. Over the past few weeks, the investigative team has worked diligently to find out exactly what happened and make recommendations that could assist our efforts as a country to prevent a recurrence. As promised, yesterday the team presented their reports, which contains the findings of their investigations, to the National Security Council, chaired by His Excellency the President. And this morning, they are here to share with the people of Ghana the fine details of the reports, the findings thereof, and the recommendations that they think should be factored into our future course of action as a nation. Now, in order that you are familiar with those who did this comprehensive work, I would introduce members of the team, the Accident Investigation Team. They were chaired by COP Abdulrazak Osman, who is the National Security Coordinator. Members included Air Commodore D.A. Akron, who is an aircraft accident investigator. Group Captain N.A. Ayite is a Wing Commander A. Shaibu, who is a National Intelligence Bureau, into his expertise and the reason his career in 1970. Notably, he led the successful qualification of Ghana for the FAA Bureau. He currently an MSc BAGI is.
Investigation Board give our sincere condolences to our dearly departed heroes. It is said that an aircraft investigation is taking a mess and converting it into a message, which is what we ended up doing. It's my humble duty now to take you through the presentation, which reflects the report that was presented yesterday. On Wednesday, 6th August 2025, on the 25th of August 2025, accident and prevention of future accidents and incidents. The final report, which was presented, came in a format which had 4 parts. Part 1, factual information. Part 2, analysis of the factual information. Part 3 were the conclusions, which includes the findings, the causes, and all contributory factors. And Part 4, the safety recommendations. The composition of the board. This is now getting into the methodology of the investigation. Of the secure. Now, when we speak of perishable evidence, we mean things like information, things like memories, because people forget after a short time. They also have the duty of making sure that in as much as possible, they can capture and do a wreckage diagram of all the parts and so on that were around the crash site, because all these help in deducing what actually caused the accident. So we had a briefing by the pit team, and they handed over the pit report.
Thousands of eager Ghanaian youth thronged the LWAC Sports Stadium as early as dawn for their documentation process of the Ghana Armed Forces ongoing recruitment exercise. Now, the massive turnout created a chaotic scene with a mini stampede recorded as anxious applicants pushed to gain entry. Now, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Obeningwa Akwele Oklo, who visited the ground, described the situation as unfortunate, urging applicants to adhere to their scheduled time.
The exercise will start from today and end on Friday, and so others has been asked to come tomorrow, others on Wednesday, others Thursday, Friday, but all of them want to be here and they cannot attend to everybody here, and so we are here to talk to them. Today they want to attend to the army people, tomorrow they will attend to the Navy, and so we want to encourage them to go back and come tomorrow morning so that they will be attended to. As a regional minister, I have to be here and make sure that everybody is attended to. Security-wise, I have to make sure that everybody is safe. The military is here, the police is here to make sure that everything is in order. And so, like I said, I'm here to protect everybody as far as I'm concerned as a mother of the region. And also find out their grievances. I've asked a couple of people their problems, and they said they were here since yesterday. They are here to be attended to. So I've asked the officers to make sure that those who came yesterday, at least they should attend to them. Whilst those who came this morning, they can go back home and come back tomorrow to be attended.
But is there a way that the situation could have better been managed such that all of them wouldn't have come here today?
In fact, they were told, there was news all over. They told them what to do. When you fill the form, before they even sent them the messages, all the messages they received, when you check the message, others were told that report on Friday, but they came today. Others were told to come on Thursday, but they are here today. You see, and so that is some of the challenges we are facing. But we are hoping to talk to them so that they can go and come back tomorrow morning.
We also spoke to some applicants, many of whom said they have been here since midnight, hoping their patience would pay off. Others suggested that authorities should decentralize the process to ease congestion and everyone is served in an orderly manner.
The place was totally shook, so it was when they asked us to enter, and then just imagine the way everybody wants to rush and get inside. You see, the planning is very bad. We have big centers for exercises like this. I'm very sure Accra Sports Stadium is empty now. The Independence Square is empty now. And if you want to hide it from some people, they do it, and others, they don't want the place. You can take us to Bema Camp. We have stadiums in Bema Camp. We have halls in Bema Camp that actually we can put us in groups and do this. But asking all of us to come here asking all of us to come here, and then also you don't know how to go about what you are doing here. It has ended up doing what? You beating us. Some are they even chase us with dogs and a whole lot. We that have paid money. The bad part, what we didn't do right was to go and purchase forms with our own money. and then come back and then get beaten. Chasing us, beating us, and a whole lot. The planning is poor. So you know the number of people coming here. So at least you should plan for the. We are developing each now and then. We have enlistments that go. This is not the first time. So at least there should be experience. There should be something. Yes.
So I came here around 4:30 to 5. So we waited for them to, open the gates around 6:30 thereabout. So we came inside, they allowed us to sit, and after that they told us we should go to the park, and the process started. But since the place are overcrowded, I can't be there, and they are, stampede to go went on at the gate. So I just need to stay away before, the next process starts. Because looking at this crowd, you can't be in this crowd because, first of all, I can't breathe. So I just need to stay back. And perhaps if it gets to like 3 o'clock thereabout, and I ain't be like selected to, go to the screening process, I'll just go back to the house. No, I won't come back again because perhaps there are more people over here too. I can't be coming here, then I'll be stressing myself. No, I can't do that because I've been stretched up. Yesterday I went to work. I never slept. I came here early this morning, and what is going on over here? It's not good. So I just need to go back to the house. So I see it's an unfair thing because you could see, an officers taking other people from our back to, get into the process, and it's very bad. So looking at this situation, we can't. So I just need to go back to the house. I came around 4:30 a.m. and the process, it's been fair and also not fair. In some cases, you'll be in front of somebody, then you'll later be at the back. Yeah, so that's how the process is. The selection, you can be in front and later you'll be at the back. That's when they are selecting. And there's also chaos, like giddy. Yeah. That's one thing about these processes. The timing too wasn't also okay with us. The timing. That's it. The timing. The timing was too close. We weren't given enough time to prepare. So prepare ourselves for the recruitment. Yeah, I've done. I'm still on the process. I came here to buy some water. I'm still on the process. Yeah. All in all, I would say 45% to 50%. Yeah.
Okay, me process na okay man, but security personnel no. Nyama bi wo mo ye mfa, nyama bi wo so mo ye okay. Me say na me bo bi obi fenti na me de call ambulance na me ba no papa na bo masum say ade na me free me line, but me de nipa na call na wan kahwe. Coming back to the queue no, or say I didn't na me forge a line. So he slapped me. That's why I'm sitting here. And ebi mo so I mo yin for the railway inside. Yeah, but me I was standing at the gate around 4:30. About 11:25. I'm still here. So it's not good. It's not good at all. And upon so they were supposed to bring ambulance, but there was none. It's for prepare now. Almost a cry before they brought one. And also I found to no the what to baby. She say unya can before they will send you. But that time it's a nipa no call off before they do hospital. So they should bring about 2 or 3 so that almost the back over maintain and not 2 need the nipa kwaba. That will help.
For Metro News, Vanessa Edoton Boateng, Elwak Sports Stadium, Accra.
Right Honorable Speaker, I come before you today to inform the House of a tragic incident that occurred this morning at the Elwak Military Sports Facility during the ongoing recruitment exercise of the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Armed Forces announced recruitment and enlistment processes about a month ago. Mr. Speaker, the application process closed last Friday, 7th November 2025. All potential applicants were duly notified to appear at their chosen regional recruitment centers for documentation verification today. Right Honorable Speaker, and this was for them to go through body selection. Mr. Speaker, this year's recruitment exercise is being conducted simultaneously across all regions. Indeed, it was a system designed to decentralize the process, reduce congestion, ensure transparency and fairness, as well as to ensure accessibility nationwide. Unfortunately, despite these measures, a stampede occurred at the LWAC facility in Accra. I regret to report that there were 34 persons who were direct casualties, some of whom are potential recruits, and others, Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, are not related to the enlistment at all. Mr. Speaker, out of these 34 casualties, 6 persons have been confirmed dead. Mr. Speaker, 5 are critical, and as we speak, they are the ICU. Right Honorable Speaker, 12 are fairly critical. Mr. Speaker, the rest are stable and under observation. Additionally, there's a reported case of 1 person hospitalized at the Kumasi Recruitment Center, though that incident is unrelated to the stampede in Accra. Mr. Speaker, in light of this development, the Ministry of Defense has halted the recruitment process in Accra until further notice. I wish to assure honorable members that in all other regions, the exercise is progressing smoothly and without incident. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Defense deeply mourns the loss of life and extends condolences to the affected families. We are working closely with the Ghana Armed Forces, medical teams, and law enforcement agencies to provide full support to the injured and to investigate the circumstances that led to this tragedy. Mr. Speaker, as a result, the Ghana Armed Forces has instituted an internal board of inquiry to investigate the causes of this unfortunate incident. Right Honorable Speaker, the safety and dignity of applicants remains paramount, and the ministry will take every step necessary to prevent reoccurrence of this matter. Mr. Speaker, I so submit. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Defense deeply mourns the loss of life and extends condolences to the affected families. We are working closely with the Ghana Armed Forces, medical teams, and law enforcement agencies to provide full support to the injured and to investigate the circumstances that led to this tragedy. Mr. Speaker, as a result, the Ghana Armed Forces has instituted an internal board of inquiry to investigate the causes of this unfortunate incident. Right Honorable Speaker, the safety and dignity of applicants remains paramount, and the ministry will take every step necessary to prevent reoccurrence of this matter. Mr. Speaker, I so submit. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Defense deeply mourns the loss of life and extends condolences to the affected families. We are working closely with the Ghana Armed Forces, medical teams, and law enforcement agencies to provide full support to the injured and to investigate the circumstances that led to this tragedy. Mr. Speaker, as a result, the Ghana Armed Forces has instituted an internal board of inquiry to investigate the causes of this unfortunate incident. Right Honorable Speaker, the safety and dignity of applicants remains paramount, and the ministry will take every step necessary to prevent reoccurrence of this matter. Mr. Speaker, I so submit. Right Honorable Speaker,
there is nothing that happens that doesn't happen at the right time. This is what the Almighty Allah has ordained for them. Today is their day. No matter how, no matter what, no matter who was there, as what, even if we brought all the presidents of the world to sit there as ministers or whatsoever, once today is ordained for them to die, they will. And this is what has happened. Unless you don't believe in the oneness of God.
past 8 years.
A beacon of hope, piercing through the night. He guides my footsteps, holds me in his hand. God is my light, I'll take a stand. The enemy whispers, tries to deceive.
Sorry, just a minute. Majority Leader
chooses to come before us. He comes here under Order 91. There is no such estoppel rule that would operate against comments by members under Order 93. If the Honorable Minister comes to this House to make a statement, which statement will be regulated by 91. The rule permits under 91(4) for members of this House to make comments. So, Mr. Speaker, with respect and in all humility, I do not think that there is anything at all for your guidance to be sought on. The Majority Leader, most respectfully, must allow the Chair to guide proceedings under the rules that have been invoked for now.
Speaker, this is an urgent statement on the unfortunate tragic stampede at the Elwak Stadium earlier this morning. The Right Honourable Speaker, I rise this afternoon with deep sorrow to draw the attention of this Honourable House to the tragic stampede that occurred earlier today at the Elwak Sports Stadium in Accra during the ongoing Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise. Reports indicate that some potential recruits lost their lives, while many others sustained various degrees of injury in their attempt to go through the screening process for enlistment into the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, this incident is a national tragedy. It is a painful reminder of the risk and desperation that many of our young people face in search of opportunities to serve and contribute to the development of our nation. No one deserves to die in seeking an opportunity to serve the badge of this country. These were young people, patriotic citizens responding to a national call to duty. Their only desire was to serve Ghana under the flag with loyalty and pride. Mr. Speaker, I extend my heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and loved ones of all who lost their lives in this unfortunate event. To those who sustained injuries, we pray for their full recovery, and our thoughts and sympathies are with them in this difficult period. Mr. Speaker, I wish to commend His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama for his sweet and compassionate response. His prompt visit to the 37 military hospital demonstrates true leadership and empathy. It sends a powerful message that the government stands firmly with victims and their families in this difficult time. I also acknowledge the efforts of the Ghana Armed Forces, the Ghana Police Service, the National Ambulance Service, and the dedicated medical professionals who responded quickly to the emergency and worked tirelessly to save many more lives. Mr. Speaker, we cannot treat this as an isolated incident. There must be a full-scale investigation into the circumstances surrounding the tragedy, from crowd management and planning to logistics and coordination. We must establish accountability and ensure that the systemic failures that led to this incident are decisively addressed. If anyone slept on their job, they must be sanctioned accordingly. The findings, Mr. Speaker, of this investigation should guide immediate and practical reforms in the recruitment processes of our security institutions. Mr. Speaker, it is time to rethink the centralized mode of conducting these recruitment exercises The days of assembling thousands of young applicants in a single venue must end. We must further decentralize the process and adopt a data-driven, technology-enabled system that allows applicants to be screened and processed in batches across various regions. This approach will enhance transparency, efficiency, and more importantly, safety, while preserving the dignity of our young people. Finally, Mr. Speaker, this tragedy must awaken our collective conscience. As a nation, it calls for renewed commitment to creating decent and sustainable jobs for our young people, so that the desperation does not push them into unsafe situations. Let this not be another headline that fades away, Mr. Speaker. Let it be a turning point that compels us to act responsibly, humanely, and with urgency towards our young citizens.
For the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, it is with deep concern and sorrow that I make this important statement to recognize the impact of the tragic incident that has been reported in our media space just this morning. The death of some 6 potential recruits for the Ghana Armed Forces, which took place at the Airworks Sports Stadium in Accra. Speaker, indeed, as has been confirmed by the Ghana Armed Forces in its press statement issued this morning, we have all been caused to recline to mourning. Our heavy hearts go out to the families of those victims, including the several others who have been injured on various levels of severity and receiving treatment. Speaker, at the hearing of this news, I thought of the words of Shakespeare in The Tempest when he said, quote, "We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep," unquote. These victims were once among thousands of Ghanaians waiting for the opportunity to join the Ghana Armed Forces, but met their fate in such an unfortunate event. This is no small matter to shelve, and as concerned and indeed affected leaders, we must move to restore hope in our people, even in the time of grief. Speaker, the grief heightened when other reports came indicating that the death toll was now at least 12 persons. It then came clearly to me that we must act immediately to resolve the risks associated with such recruitment process which have lingered too long a time. I resolve to make this important call as first step to immediately suspend the recruitment process for the time. We also must urgently ensure that the process be decentralized or further decentralized to address the excessively large crowds as well as the other risks faced by people traveling various parts of the country.
And the leaders and personnel and the commitment to serve. In 1977, I went there for enlistment, not recruitment. Enlistment. Honorable members, please, may I have your ears? I went there for enlistment. That time, we were not looking for employment. It was not looking for employment. We're going to serve as men. There are no women in the military. They are all men. And it was so smooth at that time. I was deselected. Yes, and they told me why I was deselected before I proceeded to the university. So this is an opportunity for us to rethink about the whole process of enlistment, recruitment, employment in the public service.
God is my light in this darkness, shining so bright, a beacon of hope, piercing through the night. He guides my footsteps, holds me in His hand. God is my light, I'll take a stand.
Good morning. Thank you very much for joining our show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Today is the 13th of November 2025. A day after that, a really, really tragic day, Black Wednesday, as we all have come to describe it. There's a whole conversation about that. But anyway, my name is Aldo Moro. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is Good Morning Ghana once again, and I want to say big thanks to the Almighty God for His mercies, and we're back again to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. I'll go straight ahead and look at the Daily Graphic and some of the newspapers that we have today. I'm talking about their front pages. And so Daily Graphic this morning says that President Mahama launches Nkoko Nkete Nkete initiative, 3 million birds to be distributed nationwide to benefit 60,000 households. Lithium agreement laid in Parliament, but minority calls for its rejection. Budget presentation, COVID-19 levy to go. Military enlistment in Accra on hold. 6 die, 5 in critical condition, 5 injured in Kumasi. And that's with the Daily Graphic today. The Ghanaian Times says the Black Wednesday, 6 die in stampede over military recruitment at Elwak. Herbal practitioners must embrace innovation. Chief Executive Officer, Greenfield Scientific Clinic. Nkoko Nkete Nkete project takes off. 3 million birds ready in 6 weeks for market. 350 arrested in joint police and military Galamsey swoop. Daily Guide. New lithium agreement bad. Jinapo. 191 arrested over Enhi police station mob attack. Helicopter crash victims' wife in court over DNA. GAF recruitment stampede. 6 females dead, 22 injured. AG to call 4 witnesses against Wontumi. The Insight. Ghana secures landmark investment for space program as India investors target irrigation, green economy and agri-business. Mahama unveils Nkoko Nkete Nkete project, pledges 3 million birds to boost poultry farming across Ghana. Ewutu East, the shift that is reshaping political power. IGP urged to stop illegal distooling activities by a group in Gomas Asin. Energy Ministry, NPA, is set to save investment in LPG supply chain. The New Republic. DNA. 2 MPs dragged into paternity scandal after helicopter crash. Widow flees with child. So it's a DNA bombshell. Let me put it that way. DNA bombshell, and just the pictures that are showing quite interesting, isn't it? Anyway, the 7 crashed. The stampede turns recruitment drive into deadly chaos. Energy Ministry MPA to save investment in LPG supply chain. And Ghana and Algeria reaffirm liberation era ties. Daybreak. Tragic Wednesday. 6 dead, 5 in ICU, 12 in critical condition, 5 injured at Baba Yara Stadium. Court slashes Osei Esibe's bail bond to 623 million cedis. Mahama launches Nkoko Nkete Nkete project. And there's the Elwak Stampede, an act ordained by Allah. Pusiga MP. I'd never hate a police officer, Apenyo Marking. The National Enquirer. Energy Ministry NPA protect the LPG investment in search of job. 6 dead, dozens injured in Elwak Stadium stampede. And there's 5 years on, NDC tributes Rawlings. And there's fact check. Viral image of acting Chief Justice holding NDC umbrella is fake. It's fake. There's Mahama urges Ghanaians to patronize local poultry. Mahama's Big Push program as gateway for regional trade. 379 foreigners arrested in Ghana card and passport fraud. The overseer, Ato Forson, presents growth-focused budget today. No new taxes, more jobs ahead. And as Ghana Armed Forces sets a board to probe recruitment stampede. NPA boss calls on President Kufuor ahead of 20th anniversary. Mahama launches Nkoko Nketi initiative to boost food security and livelihoods. And there's an Energy Ministry NPA to save investment in LPG supply chain. There's a Northern Region marks 80th Remembrance Day to honor fallen heroes. The Daily Democrat, COP30, Ghana is ready to power Africa's clean future. Ama Kofi Boa tells world leaders calls for partnership. Mrs. Cecilia Johnson burial takes place this Saturday, 15 November 2025. And there's a big boost for local poetry. President Mahama launches Nkoko Nketi initiative. Innocent souls killed at Elwak Sports Stadium searching for armed forces job. 2026 budget signals hope, pushes for economic development and growth. 25 nabbed in Ghana gold smuggling crackdown. And the last, but not the least, of the papers that we received this morning. Finance Minister to present 2026 budget today. Mahama launches Nkoko Nketi initiative to boost food security and livelihoods. Energy Ministry, NPA, to save investment in LPG supply chain. 6 dead, several injured in stampede at Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise at Elwak Stadium. All right, so these are the papers that we have today. Let's check out what's on MetroTVOnline.com.
God is my light in this darkness, shining so bright, a beacon of hope, piercing through the night. He guides my footsteps, holds me in his hand. God is my light, I'll take a stand. The enemy whispers, tries to deceive, but your truth within me.
Why are some people in the hospital?
Actually, the place was choked. It was totally choked. So the place was totally choked. So it was when they asked us to enter, and then just imagine the way everybody wants to rush and get inside. You see, the planning is very bad. We have big centers for exercises like this. I'm very sure Accra Sports Stadium is empty now. The Independence Square is empty now. And if you want to hide it from some people, that's they do it, and others, they don't want the place. You can take us to Bema Camp. We have stadiums in Bema Camp. We have halls in Bema Camp that actually we can put us in groups and do this. But asking all of us to come here asking all of us to come here, and then also you don't know how to go about what you are doing here. It has ended up doing what? You beating us. Some are even they even chase us with dogs and a whole lot. We that have paid money. The bad part, what we didn't do right was to go and purchase forms with our own money, and then come back and then get beaten. Chasing us, beating us, and a whole lot. The planning is poor. So you know the number of people coming here. So at least you should plan for the. We are developing. Each now and then we have.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Chia winning nara, me ding edge baby dapa, me dear sonko crane bremo. Now that what we animal with piano ed Japan me de bremo. And no any some spices. Some spices in here, and we wow no bebreo. Various flavors, ubenya a yako, ubenya nemchi, you do good jollof woman and we get there. Ubenya ye do quam, you do for you. Hop, nako pibito, na Emma with piano, and yet day. When you mean ya, you can your competition for Eka.
Download your communication to the all enjoy Uduba. That's some spices. One in the essence, no time. I'm going to get that. Some spices in a BTA. Daddy so say. Some spices. Munsam.
Some spices. Nyama chicken.
Some spices.
Nsaka in Ketwa, mixture 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, can jollof, and the flavors alpha bebre.
Some spices, yes, Saka.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
Oh, Jose, and I made the Canini Pano, Nasana, Michiana, what me. A drain I didn't know. Kingdom Garlic Bitters. No, more benefiting. Me benefiting wine. Also, what told dear? Abrewa, the smile, our brente, Michuve. One antique crown our bread. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and any capsules. Nanya, what dear Brebia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and the capsules. Assembly, a devil when I'm when I say, send your name, wife, company, one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules, and tea. Say, see, I'm password.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. A many genius some dear befi, Abrebia. Obebia o de poor hauno. A drawback upa we hear tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules, yes, you ma your besima. And no, you when you be a ton robia. Kingdom Herbal, no challenger.
uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension, just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Huh?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa, dear. Why won't he be late? Obey you later.
Of course.
Star 712 hush, star 712 hush. You go be the luckiest. Copy from to Jeb be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, simple direction. Mr. Good Luck no check me way.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic!
And he followed the prompts. Yes, and then boom, confirmation test.
I'm quick. Pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, be your family permission. Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
You're live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro, and the conversation will kickstart shortly. My guest, in fact, one of my guests is seated already. And as you do know, there's a lot to digest, a lot to talk about this morning on the show. Fred Agbenyo is here. Fred Agbenyo is the MP for Guan, and he's somebody who's very passionate about his people. His people are passionate about him. There's no doubt about it. And he's passionate about Ghana as well. And you know, his off record, I was saying, I still don't understand why you don't have an appointment. He says, well, for him, he's always happy to serve Ghana in whatever capacity that Ghana gives him. So if tomorrow he's made a minister, he's fine. Deputy minister, he's fine. He'll be very happy, but he's happy where he is as an MP. And so he wants to concentrate on developing the Guan constituency. Fred, good morning.
But when you have a conversation off air, you have to bring it on. What is the meaning of that?
How do we say
it is unethical?
How do we say
more is unethical?
How do we say be patient of Bajidi?
It's unethical.
Bajidi.
And I know that you are sabi. You are sabi. You are sabi pa. You come and ask me questions
a gentleman called me,
and then you put it on set.
A gentleman called me last week, and he said, I've asked him to put something up. I've put something on paper and sent it to me. And I've actually forgotten his name, but he called me and he spoke to me for more than 35 minutes. You know, and he tells me he's an indigent of Oti.
Okay.
And apparently he said he contested you in the last elections.
Oh, okay.
As a rep of the MPP.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And he says he's totally against this whole idea of pushing for Guan to be renamed Sal. And that he says you don't have the moral authority to even make that call because you didn't contribute, you didn't support in any way the demarcation of the region, used to be First for Volta, now Volta and Utility. I mean, he said quite a lot. So I said, look, put everything on paper. You send me a WhatsApp, and I'll read it the way you want me to read it. When the man comes, I'll read it to him and get his response. And I thought it was quite interesting. I mean, he was totally against the idea of renaming the place Sao. He thinks that Aguan is fine. But that's not why you're here. So,
but surprisingly, you want me to waste my time and energy on a person or a comment like that? No.
Yes.
He doesn't.
I've asked him, in fact, that's what I said. I've asked him to give us some further and better particulars.
What? Can't we agree to disagree?
Which is fine.
Can't we have an opinion on an issue?
That's fine.
Why? I don't want to waste my energy on him. He doesn't deserve it.
That's fine. But you look very good in your fugu.
Thank you.
Okay. So you look very good in your fugu.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
I will finish.
All right. So let's kickstart with this incident that happened yesterday at Elwak. I mean, it's gotten a lot of Ghanaians talking, and it looks like we're back to square one when it comes to how we organize and manage ourselves as a country. And more fundamentally, the issue about unemployment, it appears that it's much more serious than we actually thought it was. You know, looking at the number of people who were at Elwak yesterday, 25,000 people searching for bread and butter. It's very serious. Of course, they said we're looking to enroll with the Ghana Armed Forces ostensibly, but quite clearly you can tell that it was they're just looking for salary. To the extent that some of them have had to lose their lives in such a painful and very tragic way. You know, it's very sad. But we have very critical questions to ask. We'll start with the Daily Graphic this morning. Daily Graphic reports, it says military enlistment in Accra on hold. 6 die, 5 in critical condition, 5 injured in Kumasi as well. So Augustine Tewia and Timothy Nengbe are reporting the Ministry of Defense has suspended the military recruitment exercise in the Greater Accra region indefinitely. The acting Minister of Defense, Dr. Castle Atu Forsen, story continues here. Dr. Castle Atu Forsen, who announced this on the floor of Parliament yesterday, said, however, that the exercises in the other 15 regions would progress. The suspension is also to ensure that further measures are instituted to ensure a seamless process. He said the Ghana Armed Forces had instituted an internal board of inquiry to unearth the causes of the unfortunate incident. The acting defense minister said the safety and dignity of applicants remain paramount, and that of the ministry would take every step necessary to prevent a recurrence of the tragedy. Now, briefing Parliament about the incident, the acting defense minister said the recruitment process started approximately a month ago with the submission of applications ending last Friday. He said the shortlisted applicants were notified to start the process of documentation, verification, and body selection at the regional centers yesterday. Dr. Forsen said the exercise was conducted simultaneously across all regions in a system designed to decentralize the process and reduce congestion. The aim was to ensure transparency, fairness, and nationwide accessibility. The acting defense minister said disaster struck the country yesterday when 6 young females who were part of the thousands of people who had converged on the Elwak Sports Stadium in Accra for military recruitment met their unfortunate deaths. The GAF confirmed the death of 6 in a stampede at the military recruitment center. The Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amokunde, also confirmed that in the regional recruitment exercise at the Barbara Sports Stadium in Kumasi, 5 young persons sustained varying degrees of injury during a stampede and were being given the best possible medical care and full support. Those who died were part of the 34 stampede casualties who were rushed to the 37 military hospital yesterday morning when about 21,000 young men and women thronged the venue to go through preliminary screening for possible enlistment in the various arms of the GAF. 5 other persons are in the intensive care unit of the hospital and 12 are in fairly critical condition, with 5 of them being in stable condition. This came to light when the President John Dramani Mahama said those on admission at the military hospital a few hours after the incident. They were told the commander of the 37 military hospital, Brigadier General Evelyn Vivian Abraham Kwabia, Kwabia, I believe, disclosed this to the media shortly after the president visit. The president was accompanied by the acting Minister of Defense, Dr. Castle Atoforsin, Chief of the Defense Staff, Lieutenant General William Ajepon, and other service chiefs. The Minister of State Government Communication, Felix Kwachofosu, the Deputy Minister of Defense, and Esboja Jemfi, other high-ranking government officials and security chiefs. The president, who later traveled to Kumasi to launch one of the government's flagship programs in Akrocha, made a detour to visit those on admission and was briefed on the incident and the treatment. So there's a statement from the Ghana Armed Forces which explains exactly what happened, and the Daily Graphics hold an observation. Young men and women are participating in the exercise through various recruitment centers across the country, with Elwak Sports Stadium considered by many as having the largest prospective recruits. Okay. Right. And the story continues up to actually page 20 of today's Daily Graphic paper. Yes, so if you look at page 20, it says that a security expert, Professor Vladimir Chidaso, has described unfortunately the death of the 6 potential recruits in the stampede at the Elwak Sports Stadium in Accra. He said unfortunately the incident had brought to the fore the need to change how recruitment into the military was done. He is suggesting that the screening should either be done in batches or decentralized in the regional capitals. We can do some of the screening at the University of Ghana, at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, or some other designated place in addition to the stadia we are using. He said that due to the unemployment situation in the country, people saw the military as the only place left for them, so a number of them applied to join the military, which far outweighed the number that could be admitted. I'm told in Parliament, Fred, that the matter came up in Parliament. It's also been reported by the Daily Graphic. The Parliament calls for reforms in security recruitment processes. Joyce Timbila Awuni is reporting that Parliament yesterday paid tribute to the 6 young persons who died at the Elwak Sports Stadium in a military recruitment exercise for the Greater Accra region. They send their condolences to the bereaved families of the deceased and wish those in admission speedy recovery. But the Speaker of Parliament, Albasu Manabagin, directed the Committee on Defence and Interior to follow up on the matter. He later led leadership of the House to visit the Elwak stampede casualties at the 3rd State Military Hospital. He says, I want on behalf of the House humbly convey the deepest condolences to the parents and families of the deceased. So, yeah. Fred.
My brother.
What do you make of what happened yesterday?
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here this morning. Let me say good morning to the good people of Guan constituency. I was there yesterday. I joined this assembly for their meeting, general meeting. And so I got to Accra in the early hours of this morning. While there, I got the news of what transpired at Elwak. And later we also heard that similar things happened in Kumasi. I think that it is very, very regrettable. It is most unfortunate. And it is also very avoidable. Let me use the opportunity to extend my condolences to the bereaved family and also wish those who are on admission a speedy recovery. Moro, some of these issues, sometimes you don't even know where to start from. Because the expectation is that as a society, as human beings, as we advance in technology, as we become more enlightened, the expectation is that we'll do things differently and that we can't continue to do the same old things and expect a new result. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said of our case. You know, we are so fixed up in doing things the same old way. You know, the regimental way of doing things. We don't want to be a bit innovative. We don't want to take advantage of, you know, modern approach and technology and anything. It's really pathetic. Why should this happen this day and age? Right? And this is a subject that I think we should discuss very, very comprehensively. Look at all the issues and see how best we can find a lasting solution and see to it that this thing never occurs again. Where we have gotten to, as I said, is very, very, very much avoidable. You know, nobody should die because they are seeking an opportunity to serve Mother Ghana. In those days, Moro, to join the security services, it must be a burning desire from within that you want to wear that uniform. You want to serve in that capacity, you know. But the story is not the same today. Today, it's becoming an issue of survivor. It's becoming an issue of seeking for employment opportunity. And so wherever the window opens, you want to run there. You may not necessarily have the capacity to that desire and that interest. That may not necessarily be what you wanted for yourself. But because there is nothing readily available, you want to go into areas like this. And so over the years, the number of young people who, you know, match up to or maybe go to some of these events is increasing by the day. And so we ought to have known and put in place some remedial measures to avert some of these things or prevent these things from happening in the first place. There is a phenomenon that's crept in. I don't know how we are going to check it. That when people want to serve, even in the security services, today we are told go online and go and buy a form. Good, we have introduced technology. So it's a first point of screening. At least those who are eligible, those who are qualified, the system will be able to there and then segregate. Those who are not qualified, they'll be eliminated. I am vehemently opposed to asking people who want to join the security services to pay the kind of the amount of money we charge them to pay, even before they complete the forms. I am not happy with that system.
I'm told it's 350 cities.
350 cities.
That's a lot.
Now we are told over 6,000 people applied.
Yeah.
Out of these 6,000, we are told only 3,000 qualify at the initial stage. Yet all the 6,000 and more paid over 350 Ghana cedis. Why should it be the case? Do you understand?
I get it.
Why should it be the case? Why might they pay for it in the first place? Is it for administrative purposes? Because the expectation that would have been, or the ideal thing to do, is that after you have shortlisted the people you want to pick, then now you can impose an administrative cost on them. You understand? Then at least they are rest assured that they are in the system. They will be picked. But where you don't even know your fate, and we all know, like I said, majority of the young people who are going in this direction today, it's not necessarily because they want to serve. It is because most of them have even completed school. They are frustrated in the house. There's no employment. There's nothing for them to do. And so once they hear there is enlistment going on, they want to try their luck. And I have an issue. You ask them, come and pay some monies before you move in there. One, I'm opposed to that system.
Right.
Two, before the military or whichever security institution would embark on an enlistment process like this day and age, they would have sought for some financial clearance from Ministry of Finance. And so, right from the word go, they are aware of the number of people they intend to recruit. Right? Yeah. And they have set out the qualification criteria very clearly. And so, based on that criteria, we should be able to say that we are selling 10,000 forms because we are going to pick 3,000 people. How on earth you are going to pick less than 3,000 people? Why do you sell well over 60,000 forms? When you know very well that you can't even pick a quarter of that number. Do you get the point I'm making?
I do.
Now, in civilian settings, we tend to do things just anyhow. One thing we can credit the military in particular for is precision when it comes to the way and manner they go about their things.
True.
The military as an institution is not one that will go about things just anyhow. They are very meticulous.
Yeah.
They are very careful because they know that with their training and their operation, the least negligence could lead to death, could lead to a disaster. And so anybody who has been close or gotten an opportunity to be close to that institution
we would appreciate how they operate.
Yeah.
And so when I read a statement coming from the military that there was unexpected search at the place and that the people didn't follow the security protocols that were put in place, I shrank. I said, no, this can happen anywhere else, but not in the military.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
This cannot happen in the military.
Right.
No. That is not what that institution is noted for. Now, if you tell us that people who are not related to the exercise came there and some of them became victims, again, that is not the military. The military will not allow anybody who have no business in that area to come close. Now, you have done the first thing by advertising this in the papers. If you recall, in the past 8 years, we see and hear people passing out of our security services. But we didn't see any adverts in the papers like we saw recently. How they were recruited, we all didn't know. For the first time in my life, I heard that now they could pick people in badges, so that they will pick people this year, and then they'll be going for training in badges. Meanwhile, you have put an age limit to the people you can pick. So at the time of the screening, maybe somebody is within the 25 years or 22 years, as was the case. Now, the fellow, after you have selected him and everything, he has to go and stay in the house for about a year or two before it is his turn to go for training. That person, by the time was due for him to go to training, would have passed that age.
Yeah.
How that system was introduced beats my mind. It didn't make sense to me. And yet that was the practice we saw. People were coming out every day. So when these adverts were made, naturally, one should have known that a lot more people will come forward. And as I said, it's not as if the forms were sold even manually, where you say that we don't know the number of forms that were bought. This one, they were done electronically. So at the end of every day, you are able to tell a number of forms that were purchased. When the closing date came, you are well aware of the number of forms you sold. And those who qualified, you even went ahead to send them text messages inviting them for the physical screening and to cross-check their documentation. Again, I have a problem with asking them this day and age to come along with their original certificates and documentation. Looking at how chaotic the environment can be, that somebody can even easily misplace his certificate. True. And you and I know that when you come out from school and you misplace your original certificate, no institution will print a new certificate for you again. You either have to go for an attestation or something else. There's no way they'll print a new one for you. And so when you have asked them to upload their certificates and documents online, what you need to do then is to pick those documents and verify from the institution that they said they've completed. Right? You don't necessarily have to ask them again now to physically bring the hard copies of those documents. Because you now can write to WAEC. You can write to whichever institution and say, we have received this document from person A with this index number and all that, with this photograph. Can you please certify that these documents are true and genuine? This we can do electronically. That nobody should go there with those documents. 2, in the armed forces, we have 3 main arms: the Navy, the Air Force, and then the military. And so when you are going to do exercise of this nature, my thinking is that because the numbers are huge and you saw it per the forms you sold out, you do proper staggering. That, for instance, we are saying that for the first 2 weeks, we are screening only those who are joining the Air Force. Because when they apply, you indicate the category that you want to join. And so you stagger it, right? Then now you come out and say, okay, we are starting the exercise on the 12th of November. The first 500 people come between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10. By 10 o'clock, we would have finished the first 500 people. Next batch come from 10:30 to say 12:30. So you plan these things well, communicate same well. When you get to the area, somebody is able to check your time. If it's not yet your time, you are sent back.
Yeah.
You don't even allow people to go and sleep at that place overnight. Do you understand? These are things that we could have done. Now, I don't know the last time you visit Ewak Sports Stadium. You cannot call that place a sports stadium again. It is not fit for purpose. Anytime I enter that facility, the first thing I tell myself, this is not the military. Because in the military, we have every unit. And so, the state of that facility, and the sad thing, almost every week, every weekend, the facility is rented out to other private people, corporate people, organizations that use the facility. They pay money. We can't use that money to maintain the place. We can't put that place to very good use. Go and check the stands. Go and check the tantra tracks that were made prior to which of the 2008 or so. Go and check even the pitch itself. And so, if we are going to work with these huge numbers, thank God today Accra Sports Stadium is available. The stands are okay. If you ask these people to come, all of you go and sit in the stands. Don't come to the inner perimeter. Then now you group them. So you call group A, you move to the inner perimeter, you go and do your screen, you do everything, you exit. Accra Sports Stadium, we have more exit points. So then it is easy for people to come in and move out. Take another batch to the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Why do you put all of them around Ewak? Where Ewak is today is very central, but that road in front of Ewak now has become a major road. Yeah. The traffic on that road is not easy. And so vehicles are passing, people are passing, the recruit is going on there. Naturally, you should expect that place to be very, very choked. You understand? And so these things could have been avoided if communication has been done properly, that we have staggered the screening exercise. This is your time. Come at this time. When we could have avoided this thing. Today we have 16 regions in the country. My understanding is that the exercise took place simultaneously across the entire country. What about the districts? Right? Because in filling the forms, you even indicate the district that you're coming from. Wouldn't have been out of place for us to do this screening at the district level. You know, if you look at, for instance, OT region, our district capital is in Dambai. And so if you're asking somebody to move from Sandro Kofi all the way to Dambai, that is a distance. That is somebody who cannot do that on the day of the exercise. So naturally, they will move in there. They have to go and sleep overnight. They have to go and look for a hotel or go and look for a guest house and all that. One, you put more financial burden on the people. You take them through a lot of stress. Can we take this to the district level? Maybe. At the district level, we are able to, contain the numbers, because then no district can submit too many people that cannot be managed. Right. Unfortunately, we didn't also do that. Now, police, military, security recruitments are taking place all over the world. I don't think that Ghana recruits more security personnel than America, for instance, would do, or than the UK and the rest would do. Yeah. And I say every day, where we are in the world today, you can't reinvent the wheel. Whatever you want to do, others have done it. Yours is to go, find out how they did it, take the template, adapt it to suit your situation, and you do same. Must we always say that, as for us, this is how we do it? And so, we must do it this way. This massing up at Ewak didn't start today. It didn't start today. I had the opportunity at the point of living a Navy wardroom. My mother's uncle, Commander Obro, Michael Commander Obro, he passed on tomorrow. We are burying him at the military hospital here. So at the point, I was spending my holidays over there. And those days, right from those 94, 95 coming, anytime they were doing military recruitment, it's always been this way. You go to Ewak, huge numbers. But the population is growing. If you check the population demography, more young people are coming out. And as I said, because we don't have a lot of job opportunities for them, and everybody is seeking for survival, people see the security as the easiest way out. And so we should have contemplated this, put mechanisms in place to avert what we experience. It is very, very, very unfortunate that a young person leaves home with very hope, aspiration, high hopes that I want to serve Mother Ghana. I'm going to look for employment. The parents and siblings and friends and the house either praying for the person, only to be told that he is dead. You know, what are we going to do to compensate these families? That will be enough. You understand? I am happy that the president himself was there. From Kumasi yesterday, he moved in there, he went to the hospital to see people who are still on admission. Some directives have been given that the whole exercise should be brought to a halt so that we rethink and look at the exercise again. Must we wait and get to this point for the president to move in before we do the right thing? In my view, no. In my view, no. This thing we should have known, we should have planned, we should have done it well. I say every day, this country, if there's one institution that we should be able to rely on, that they will do things well, do things the way all of us which things are done, that is the military. That is where there's orderliness. That is where there's discipline. And so my expectation is that that should have reflected in this particular exercise. What they have done now, no, zero. When I was coming in, I was listening to you, some of the videos you played, and a gentleman narrated his ordeal, that he was there was no ambulance. And so some persons, at the start of the process, that is his account, I was not there, I don't know if it's true, that at the beginning of the exercise, there was no standby ambulance. And so somebody collapsed, and his quest to assist, he carried the person outside. When he was going, they didn't say anything. On his way back, a military officer now walked to him and gave him a slap. Why? Why did you move out from your queue? And I thought that was unfortunate. We have some of the footages, the way they were insulting some of them, shouting and screaming at them. It is a specialized institution. The way the military do their things are different from the way civilians do their thing. Military training is not a child's play, it's not party, it's not a party at all. It involves a lot. I think that the military PRO department and all the security services PRO department has huge responsibility to, before even this exercise even begins, to come out and educate the populace that yes, we are unemployed, we are looking for a job, we are looking for whatever avenue. The military in particular should not be seen as just a place for survival.
Okay.
There's more to it than survival. We have heard of stories of people who have gone to military training. Some even died at training because how vigorous and how challenging that can be. As I've gone to my constituency, one of the things I've heard people complain so much about is the age limit that we are using for recruitment. Some are saying that, no, why 25 years? Why are we not doing 35 years? Why are we not doing 40 years? My brother, if you go to Shy Hills and you see the kind of training they are doing, it is not for the weak. It is not for the weak at all. It is that serious, it is that vigorous, and you need to be mentally and physically fit to be able to move in there. And so they need to do more, engagement, more education. Let people operate from the word go, what they are walking into, what they want to come and do. Because when you sit out there and you have never interfaced and gotten closer, you don't really appreciate what it is that happens in there. Once again, let me extend my condolences to the bereaved family. Let me wish those who are on admission a speedy recovery. And let me pray. I know the Parliamentary Select Committee on Defense, the issue has been referred to them by the Honorable Speaker, the Executive, the President himself has gotten involved, the military leadership. Let us go back to the drawing board. Let us see where we got it wrong, get it corrected, put things in place very well, and do the exercise in a more coordinated, well organized manner, so that we don't see what we saw yesterday.
Well, another gentleman has joined us. He is uncharacteristically and unusually and uncommonly late. And I don't know what may have caused it. I'm talking about my very good friend Kofi Tonto. Kofi Tonto is a deputy spokesperson for the former vice president and the former standard bearer of the NPP. I'm talking about Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Kofi, Wampara.
Moro, let me use this opportunity to apologize and do so sincerely to your cherished viewers. It wasn't deliberate. I had some pressing issues that occurred in the morning. And you know the usual traffic as well. So once I was done with it and I tried getting here, stuck in traffic and all of that. So I sincerely apologize for my tardiness. I don't think it's appropriate, and I will not justify it in any way, manner or shape. So God willing, when the opportunity comes again, I'll make sure to be here on time. I mean, largely, I'm always on time. So I sincerely apologize for it.
We can only say that go and sin no more.
Go and sin no more. But more, you've not taken me to Antimony in a long time.
Wow, that's true.
So
that's
you
true.
have to correct that.
So Saturday we are on. Friday will join us.
Okay, that would be good.
Yes, Saturday we are on.
Well, within the Saturday morning.
You are the one who said some things are not meant for the public.
You have told me to be Saturday.
But the thing is that now on Saturdays, I go to Ayu Mensa.
Oh, okay, for the walk.
Yeah, to do the climb.
Okay, every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Oh, nice.
What I do now is within the week.
Okay.
I try to do 4 miles a day.
Wow.
For at least 4 days.
Okay.
Then on Saturday morning, I finish it up at the mountain.
I see.
And
no wonder you look fitter.
Oh, I'm trying
sharper.
to. I'm trying to.
That's better than me.
No, I mean yourself. Yeah.
You know, Moro.
I know what you do.
The reality is that once you are getting close to your 40s or you are in your 40s, it's a very difficult stage. They say life begins at 40, but actually, I say that from my experience, challenges begin at 40. Maybe that's what they mean by
life.
Because from health issues to family issues, you realize that look, you are in a different phase of your life.
Yeah.
Especially for us men, when it comes to blood pressure issues, it's real. It's very, very real. And so I have made the effort to do everything possible to change my lifestyle. And it hasn't been easy, taking oats in the morning and finishing it off with plantain. And the only thing else you can eat later is probably fruit or yogurt.
Yeah.
And even yogurt, it has to be Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
Maybe mix it with granola or something. And then have to do exercise. Because you realize that if you joke, you get punished.
Yeah.
And you'll be punished severely.
Yeah.
So I want to use this opportunity to encourage young men, especially those headed into their 30s or in their 30s, to start the correction now. You don't wait till the 40s, because by then certain illness will emerge and you would have to do even more to correct it. And some of us have had to make some major and drastic lifestyle changes, especially being politicians. You are always on the go. And you feel almost invincible that everything is okay. But just one day and you realize how frail and transient we are as people. And it dovetails into the discussion we are having. Young people seeking for employment woke up with so much aspirations and hope that they want to, as Amenyo said, serve their nation by way of employment. They woke up, took a shower, probably had plans for today, and probably had plans for tomorrow and this weekend, only for everything to come to an end. Something they never ever imagined would occur to them. That's how transient our lives
are. I mean, just imagine the morning they got to Airwork. They didn't know 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, their lives will come to an end. You see, it brings life into a showcase or a theater of reality. Now look, all the things we are seeking for in life, being it homes, building so many houses, power, cars, chasing money, literally, is vanity in its purest form.
6 feet.
In its purest form. You see, more from your religion, at least in the Akan tradition, if you pass away, you are deposited at the morgue. The family will plan, will bring you back home, will do all manner of ceremony, will send you to the cemetery. At least you get some. My point is, you get some time of engagement, even though you are not alive with the family. But in your case, right away, before, if it happens in the morning, before 3 p.m., that's it. That's it. So it's even more real in your situation. You know, so first of all, I will join many Ghanaians to extend my deepest condolences to the bereaved family. Yesterday, my boss put out a statement, and with your permission, I would like to read it. It was a very short statement, and he said, "My condolences go out to the families of the young Ghanaians who lost their lives today." He put it out yesterday. So, at the Airwork Stadium, may the injured recover quickly and the souls of our departed ladies rest in peace. Because the president has made it clear that those who departed, at least the 6, were all females. We pray that we don't have to have any instance of another person, especially those in critical conditions. Also, we pray that God grants them life, so they have another chance to fight again. Moreover, let me also use this opportunity to commend the president. I think he swiftly acted by moving from Kumasi. I don't know whether he was in Kumasi before or Kumasi after.
And then made a detour. He was in Kumasi for the Nkokon Ketekete parade.
Yes, and then
when he came to
okay.
Accra, went straight to the Peters Military Hospital.
Yes. So I think it's commendable. I mean, that the president immediately showed up to assess the situation himself, and then to take steps. I'm sure sometime today, Felix will probably put out a statement of the way forward as far as the presidency is concerned. So, you know, for me, as a young person, I've made an effort and a decision that I'm not going to politicize this issue in any shape, way, or manner. I mean, we've had instances where deaths have been politicized in this country. But it will be highly insensitive and irresponsible on my part to repeat sin. Even though the urge is there, you get the urge to sort of point out the hypocrisy. I've commended the president, but there were some comments he made in the past that you get the urge to sort of respond, but I won't, because lives have been lost, and these are young lives. Not that all lives matter, but the situation, the way and manner it occurred, the reality of how transient our lives are, bring to bear that, look, it's hard time we depoliticize certain issues. It's very, very important that we depoliticize certain issues. And that's why, to perhaps some disagreement of members of my party, some members, I am saying that I commend the president for taking the step to immediately assess the situation himself and to I'm sure he will take further steps. Now, more, let's come to the real issue. What truly happened?
Yeah.
And why did it happen? First of all, there's a young man called Sadiq Adams. I read a post by Sadiq, and he did some arithmetic.
You mean the journalist?
The journalist, yeah.
He's with Angel FM, isn't he?
Yes, he did some arithmetic as to the number of people who applied.
Yeah.
And from what he said, it may not be exactly the case, but from his arithmetic, 90,000 people applied.
Yeah.
And I think they were charging how much per form?
350.
350. So more, do the math. Over 32 million cedis. So it begs the question, is the military now using this approach as a way of raising funds? What are they going to use the 32 million cedis for? To print the forms? Is the military saying that they don't have a budget line for recruitment processes, and that the people who are already burdened must foot the recruitment fees at 350? Are they going to refund those who don't get the opportunity? Because the military knows that they cannot employ more than 3,000. That then brings me to another arithmetic that's
4,000.
4,000. This year 4,000. That then brings me to another math Sir Obama, our own Sir Obama, did on his wall this morning. From Pokwasi. And it's very interesting. He breaks it down that politicians will get protocol. Council of State members will get protocol. Members of Parliament will get protocol. Some journalists will get protocol. So he does a simple calculation of the protocol list out of the 4,000. You realize that after protocol has come through, the list or the remaining seats don't even amount to 1,000. You are looking at about 500 people.
Yeah.
So literally, the military took 32 million cedis to serve 500 people.
Let's even say 1,000.
Let's even say 1,000.
For the sake of the argument, yeah.
That's the reality. The military is taking 32 million from young Ghanaians for a recruitment that they know only 1,000 people will get the opportunity. Because the protocol also happened at the military. They also have their own protocol out of the 4,000. The CDS will have his protocol. The person who is in charge of HR will have his protocol. The brigadiers will have their protocol. Other senior officers will have their protocol.
So I guess that the point you're making, about 65% to 70% of the recruitment,
it's gone.
We're based on protocol.
It's gone. That is the Ghana we live in. So when you know that 60 to 70% is protocol, why do you waste the time of 90,000 young people? And I'm not politicizing it to a specific year. I'm talking about all years. Why do you waste the time of 90,000 young Ghanaians?
But the thing is, you see, protocol is not something. Protocol is not something that any institution will be proud to publicly state or to publicly tell us. They won't tell us that there's protocol.
No, I know.
Even this matter you're saying. You would get some people from the Ghana forces who say, "Charlie, we challenge you to show us if there's any protocol."
But even at the place, even at the place,
yeah.
Felix, I don't know where Felix was.
Okay.
But I saw a video where the minister. I saw a video where Felix was addressing the media, and one of the military officers, who was a female, I want to put certain things straight. Those who are dead are not 12; they are 6.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen that video. So then someone added a comment. If they are 6, their lives still matter.
Yeah.
Even if it's 1. So that correction, as much as is necessary so we don't misinform the general public, the tone, the approach was unnecessary. The authority. So I've also taken the time to talk to some young people who went there, and they tell me about the approach. One of them told me that there were dogs and other more or less aggressive means of engaging the potential recruits. So the point is, maybe, and with all humility and with all respect, it's time, hard time, the military perhaps tone down on the aggression, especially when you are engaging civilians. Respectfully. Because they are not, so that confirms the point that I was making. So the point is that you are dealing with civilians. They are not military yet. So they don't even have the acumen, respectfully, to process the military regimen. So you must have in clear thoughts that, look, we are dealing with civilians. Civilians who are between the ages of perhaps 18 to 25. Because the young person was telling me that when they got there at around 3 a.m., 4 a.m., the place was already full. They gave them 6:30, but they opened the doors around 7:38. And then, in her narration, what exacerbated the issue was the fact that the military was overwhelmed by the number. So they started putting out an announcement that they should go and come back on Saturday. But then the young kids were like, who should go and come back on Saturday? Maybe I came from Dodowa. Maybe I came from Shire Hills and other parts of Greater Accra. I should go and come back when? On Saturday. What if by the time I come, you've given protocol to other people? Then the young lady told me, as they were telling them to leave, some military officers were ushering some of them in. So in their mind, the protocol was even happening whilst they were standing there. It could be that the military officers probably didn't know those people. But that was the perception, at least at that material moment. Yeah, you see, they are holding kings.
Why do you have to give
so you don't, you don't apply that degree of aggression when you are dealing with people. First of all, you created that problem.
Yes.
By amassing that number of people at a particular area. The question is, so the young person sent me a message of their recruits.
Can you imagine?
Let me see if I can read.
Look at the way just like a young lady. You have gone for.
Let me just read the message. So they sent out a blast to all of them. Where is it? I can't seem to. Okay, I have it here. It says, "Dear applicant, you have been shortlisted for documentation and body selection phase of the Ghana Armed Forces 2025 recruitment. You are required to report to your screening center on Wednesday, November 12, 2025 by 6:30 a.m. Come along with original and photocopies of all certificates and summary sheet. Thank you." What this means is that they knew the number of people they were sending this to. And that is why I've also seen videos of some of the young people saying that we have other stadiums in Accra. So why didn't you send Navy people to Airwalk? Send Army to Tema, and then maybe send the other Air Force to maybe Accra Stadium, or Accra Sports Stadium.
There's Wembley.
Yeah.
Wembley Stadium. It's big enough.
So that is one way of segregating the crowd to still be able to do what you want to do. So the question is, the first question we have to ask is, how many people were invited to Airwalk? The military is yet to tell us. Because you see, Fred, if you invited 10,000 to Airwalk, then the incompetence begins at that point. Because that should prick the mind of anyone that you cannot invite 10,000 young people to Airwalk, for example. If you invited 5,000, it brings to the fore the issue of capacity. You know, recently we went to an event in New York, and the place has a capacity of 200. So in the US, everywhere you go, there's a small sign, and it states the capacity. So the people at the event were more than the 200. So the event the event hall owners, they came and they told us that we give you 15 minutes. If you don't ask people to leave, we'll shut down your program. So 15 minutes came, then the main boss came down and said, we'll give you another 15 minutes. If you don't usher everybody out, we are shutting down the program. Because there is a building code. Which building code states that in this facility or in this hall, you can only take 200 people, so that in case of fire. So the question is, what is the building code for Airwork? What is the capacity?
7,000.
7,000.
And yet there were 25,000.
Exactly, that's the point I'm making.
And the stars are not working.
So the first point of incompetence is right there. You have a building code that requires you to only accommodate 7,000 people. And that is even if it is in a stadium football style.
Yeah.
But in this case, you are mounting tables, you are mounting tents, you are doing all manner of things. So you may even have to reduce the 7,000 to 5,000 to be able to meet the safety code in case of fire, in case of emergency, in case of all of these things. But if you have 7,000 and you sent messages to 25,000, the person who approved for that to be done, that person is in trouble or should be in trouble. Number two, what was the mechanism or the arrangement process? Was the arrangement process to have all the 25,000 people standing outside and then you usher them in? Because even for crowd management, you could have easily said that, okay, we have 25,000. The first 5,000, you come from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yeah.
The second, come from 11 a.m. to that a.m. or to that p.m.
So you stagger it.
So you stagger it. So you can still achieve, but from what I read to you, it didn't state any time. So what it means is that everybody will come, and that is why people got there as early as 2 a.m. So it begs the question, our most disciplined institution, if they could get it this wrong, then we are in trouble as a nation. We are in serious trouble.
Hold on. Can't we even do this recruitment exercise on a continuous basis? Must we dedicate just one day for recruitment?
Seriously.
With this country, party.
You know,
so
so
let's take a break. I beg you.
So
let's take a break.
Okay.
Let's take a break. Let's take a break. No. I'll come back to you so that you can wrap up, and because I don't want it to crash land.
There are a number of questions.
I know. We'll come back and wrap up nicely and move on to because you have a number of things coming up in Parliament. I'm told the confirmation of the CJ. There's finance minister reading the budget on behalf of the president and so on. So we have a lot to talk about. So please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwa aba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enye. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby coat. In fact, bibia opama omanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059-6377-172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's a new. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friendly Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Tum preko.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Chaco toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job,
We spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, and a sense of Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal toothpaste.
Choose Kel Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go feel the luckiest. Copy from to be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you put it so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey! Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, Mommy, simple direction. Mr. Goodluck no check me well.
Yeah, man. Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic!
And he followed the prompt. Yes, and then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, baby, our family pay my seminar. Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
West Africa's soil yields global treasures. Cocoa, cashew, shea, and cotton. They power industries across the world. Yet for our region, the greatest value still slips away, exported raw, taking with it jobs, industries, and the promise of shared prosperity. The real question is no longer what we produce, but who captures the final reward. True prosperity lies in the value we add right here at home. That's why the 4th edition of the EBIT President's Roundtable will gather the architects of Africa's prosperity and Africa's transformation to answer one defining question. How do we finance the journey from the farm to the port? Join Dr. George Ejikum Donko and some leading experts as EBIT leads a high-level dialogue to unlock financing, empower local industries, and turn West Africa's raw potential into industrial power. Be part of the conversation redefining our economic future, live on Metro TV, DSTV Channel 277, and EBIT platforms on November 24th, 2025 at 11 a.m. EBIT President's Roundtable 2025. From the farm to the port, financing the value chains of West Africa's cash crops. My name is Anita Erskine, and it will be an honor to host you.
Still live in Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. I've seen your messages come through thick and fast. I read them. I'm here with Mr. Kofi Tonto. Mr. Kofi Tonto is a deputy spokesperson for Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, who's a standard bearer for the New Patriotic Party in the 2024 elections and also the former vice president. Sorry about that. Also with me this morning is Mr. Fred Agbenyo, who is an honorable member of parliament for the people of Guan and also a former national communications officer of the NDC. So, Kofi, please land.
Yeah, I even forgot where I was. But you see, I want to make a few recommendations. Okay. One, do you know that there were people who were also injured in Kumasi?
Yeah,
5. The regional minister put that information. So, President Mahama, the first recommendation I would like to make is that either you ask the military to return everyone's money to them, the 350 cedis. I think the government of Ghana needs to foot that recruitment fees. We don't need to charge the already burdened young person 350, and then they have to also pay to print all the things they printed and then transportation. So averagely, each person is spending, and you add food, etc., about 500 to 600 cedis or more, just to have a chance at something that they don't have a chance. You get what I'm saying? Because 90,000 and you're only giving out about 1,000 people because the rest will go to protocol. So just 1% of the applicants will get it. 1%. So, President Mahama, in all humility, respectfully, I think the government of Ghana should refund everyone's money to them. 2, if not, then the 32 million, if that is the true number, so we'll find the true number of applicants multiplied by 350. Whatever amount that comes to, give it to the families of the deceased and those injured. Those are my 2 options. Okay. But I would prefer number 1 because at least everyone will get their money back. And then the government must compensate with its own money the family of the deceased and the injured.
Right.
Or the government will take the 32 million or whatever million and give it to the injured and the families of the deceased. Those are my 2 options. I prefer number 1, that we give everyone's money to them, and then the government of Ghana will foot a responsibility, because someone has to suffer for the pain, and those who have to suffer for the pain are not the recruits. It should be the government of Ghana. The government of Ghana must suffer in the form of financial burden to compensate the families and to give back to the people. Right. And then we must publicly institute a review process on how going forward we are going to do the recruitment. Bringing in technology as much as possible. What technological methods can we include in the process? Now there's something that pricks my mind. Honorable Omane Boamah, may his soul rest in peace. I read a piece from him, and I downloaded it this morning. So it beats my imagination, and I hope I will see it. But basically what Honorable Omane Boamah was saying was that it's a defense minister, Dr. Edward Omane Boamah, says the Ghana Armed Forces must modernize its recruitment processes and cannot continue to rely on the outdated body selection and fitness test from years ago. This is what Omane Boamah said. So if there is anything the military should have done to honor his memory, is to at least have obeyed what he said. That's the least they could have done to obey his memory, especially a military coming from a major disaster just 3-4 months ago.
Do we ever learn?
But more,
yeah.
Do you know that
Do we ever learn?
with IA, they can take a soft copy of your picture and do analysis of.
You mean AI?
AI. They can take a soft copy of your picture and do analysis of all your body part and everything, without actually physically being present for those examinations.
Yes.
Yeah.
So really,
there are modern methods. That's why
the technology is there.
Yeah, but in this country, we undermine
they can
technology. We made it.
Speaking about technology, your very good friend, Moses Kanduri.
Okay. Hey, Moses.
What is
What is Moses saying?
Moses says hello.
Oh, he just turned 40 or 42.
Well, I don't know.
I think 42. It's a young man.
Extend my belated happy birthday.
The only problem I have with Moses, every time you see him, he's eating.
It's either he's eating or golfing.
Oh yeah, well the golfing,
we
70%.
We used to.
Our used to debate you a lot.
Oh, but Moses and I grew up in New York.
Okay.
So I've known Moses for at least. I've lived in the U.S. for about 24 years.
Right.
So this is when I was in college, or just so from 2010.
Okay.
Thereabouts.
Okay.
So about 15 years.
You know what I think.
Moses and I used to be neighbors.
I mean,
and almost every 2-3 days.
Having lived in the States for 24 years.
Yeah.
For 24 years, he doesn't have an accent.
No, see the thing
is
that
deliberate, it's a conscious thing.
When I come to Ghana,
you speak differently.
I speak as a
Ghanaian. And when you're in America?
When my classmates and those that I grew up with. Yeah, you definitely will switch back.
Yeah.
Talk to them. I cannot come and
switch
sit
back.
Here and do that.
Some of your friends who have lived in America for just 6 months, they can't help it.
I see.
When they come to Ghana,
but for me,
they speak like Barack Obama.
No. For me,
it can be infectious sometimes.
Once I'm in Ghana, especially on
it's
TV,
consciously doing it.
And as a politician, you lose people if you cannot even speak like that.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, lastly, Moro, let me finish up.
I wanted to add a few things.
Okay, I wanted
to just 1 minute.
So there's another disaster looming.
Okay, where?
At the Ministry of Health.
Okay.
You know the light wave thing that they have terminated their contract,
the light wave
or
contract,
whatever.
Yes.
Now, Honorable Akando, I want to speak to you directly. I don't have any issues if you find their contract to be illegal or bloated, and that as a minister you want to terminate their contract and bring in a better software or whatever. I don't have a problem, even though it's debatable. I don't want to debate those facts today, because in my opinion, you are the minister. If in your judgment we can have a better system, that is fine. But Mr. Minister, there is something called change management, and I think it is lost on you. You see, Moro, when it comes to technology, anytime you want to onboard a new or an enhanced technology, you have to go through what we call change management. So there is no gap. But as I speak to you, Moro, hospitals and doctors can't remember what prescription they gave to patients.
Hold on. Isn't the Ghana Health Information Systems working? The GIMS?
I'm saying that.
Yes.
Nothing is working. Joy FM did a story just 2 days ago.
But GIMS is supposed to have taken over from
I'm telling
Lightwave.
I can read you stories on Facebook where some doctors are complaining. And I just read this morning where someone wrote, I can read it to you.
Really?
Yes. So my point is, please, Mr. Minister, I don't have a problem.
Wow.
But if really, maybe just to make my point, I don't want to, because what even triggered me this morning was
I think that is a major subject we'll need to discuss.
Yeah, we'll find some more time. Because you see,
we will need to be very sure. We will need to call somebody from the ministry.
Lightwave games matter. I'm looking for the right opportunity.
So I think that is a major
I'm telling you that This is what somebody wrote.
But if you know that we cannot just pick somebody's view or opinion on a subject and make it sacrosanct on a platform like this.
You see, I wouldn't. No.
So my view is that the minister is there. The producers can easily reach him. There's a PRO department within the Ministry of Health.
But Fred,
you have put out an allegation.
It's not an allegation.
Hold it, Kofi. Okay. I know that there's an issue. There's a banter between the two institutions.
No, he's
I know.
speaking
we have discussed it.
He's speaking to a media report. That's what
just told you that Joy even did a story.
He said that there's a challenge that what
and I'm saying that
he's not faulting anybody per se.
I'm saying that yes, I'm saying that we can call the PRO of Ministry of Health.
Oh no, Fred. Calling him is I get it, but it doesn't stop him from bringing the issues up. And then if
you see, because it's a completely new topic is introducing.
No, he's just
all of us may not have
disasters. The attention of the health ministry about Elumi disaster.
It has to do with a potential disaster.
That's fine.
We are discussing a disaster that occurred yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm saying that, and that's why, Fred, I'm very careful. I am not going into the politics.
Right.
That's why I said I won't discuss the contract to say the minister was right or wrong. I won't do that. I'll honor the minister by saying that he has a right to take a decision. What I am calling for is change management. That there should have been a process. You can't tell me that, Fred, you haven't heard that the current live wave, they've shut down their system.
I'm discussing this issue myself and Dr. Okobre on another platform.
So
I guess you said what you ought to say.
All that I'm calling for, Mr. Minister, please ensure there is change management.
Okay.
So we don't lose lives. Okay. You see, the difference is we may lose it incrementally all over the place. So we will not see it as we saw this one.
Okay.
But the damage may probably be far more damning.
Okay.
And that is all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So we'll take a break.
We'll taking a break.
We'll come back. Okay. Sorry, Annie, can we go on, or we were supposed to take a break?
You just returned from a break.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, Moro, I think that we have done some justice to this EWAC issue and the military recruitment. I'm aware that the Ministry of Interior has also made some advert on the police service, immigration, and the rest. They're also going to do recruitment very soon. It's my prayer that they will take a cue from what has happened now and make sure that they don't repeat the same mistakes again. We have called for staggering the whole process.
Okay.
I don't think that they should be in a haste, and pack people like we saw yesterday.
Okay.
If it is possible for them to do these things at the district level, all well and good. If they want to do it at the regional capital, we have several venues that they can use. They don't necessarily have to concentrate only on EWAC. Legon Stadium is there, Accra Sports Stadium is there, Tema Park is there. There are several other places that are available for them that they can use. We have also said that to the extent that we don't have only one arm of the armed forces, they can do it per each of the arms. If today's Air Force. And even then, we should give them time frame, educate the entire public, put the communication out very clearly that between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., these are the category of people who are coming, and number of people who are coming from this time, this. Let us know all these things very clearly. Anybody who is not coming for the exercise should not be allowed around the perimeter.
Okay.
You cannot tell us that people who are not participants in the event found themselves there and today they have become casualties. Why are they there?
That's fine.
Why did you allow them to come there in the first place?
That's fine.
I think what happened was that some people went there with their siblings.
So you don't allow that. This is a military. You understand?
You made that point.
So you don't allow that.
You made that
now
point.
the point we made about the money issue, I'm happy that Kofi is supporting that point. It doesn't make sense to me, true and true, that people who are seeking to serve, young people who are unemployed, they are struggling in the house already. You go and take 350 Ghana cedis from them. Yesterday, I heard one gentleman saying that he came all the way from Techima.
All the way from Techima?
Yes, for this.
But I thought it's regional.
There's a perception that Accra is Ghana. Everything is Accra. You have mentioned the issue of protocol. I cannot collaborate anyway, but there's something I cannot discount.
Fred, we all know.
I'm choosing my words well. I cannot discount it because they exist. We have seen, we have heard. I'm not running away from it.
Okay.
But I'm saying that people out there will think that, hey, if there are protocols, then the people in Accra are the most likely.
They are closer
to the thing. So why should I go and do mine Tamale? Why should I do mine whatever it is? So most of them are rushing to this place. And the military ought to have known this. And they saw the data, the forms that they churned out, and even the information that they themselves sent out inviting the people. And so that should have guided them in determining the number or how they arrange the protocols.
Fred, it's simple. This was predictable and it's avoidable.
That is true.
Simplicity. This was predictable.
You see, again, Moro, as we discussed money that we are charging for people, this is even about our universities. If you go to University of Ghana, Tech, Cape, whatever it is, the university authorities know the number of students they can admit every academic year.
True.
They will put their forms online. Hundreds of thousands of students who have qualified all go and buy the forms. Then they'll pick just a fraction. They've taken their monies, they will not return the money. And because most students these days are not sure that they'll get admission to their favorite universities, one person will buy Legon, they will buy Tech, they will buy Cape, they will buy UDS, because they don't know which of the universities will get that admission. And so by the time you realize, they have spent over 1,000 Ghana cedis just on forms. Can we avoid these things? Yes, when you have fully admitted the people, they are 100% sure that you are going to admit them. And you ask them now to come and pay for processing fees or administrative costs and the rest. It makes sense. You have done police recruitment, you have done military recruitment. The people that you have selected, okay, there's an administrative cost to the whole exercise. Pay this amount of money. They'll be more than willing to pay, because at that time they know that you have picked them into the system. But when we are doing trial and error, we don't even know our fate. And you have collected this money. And again, as I said, go back to Ewa Sports Stadium and look at the state of Ewa. Okay. It's very embarrassing.
All right.
It is a military facility, for Christ's sake.
Okay.
You know, and so
we spent almost 2 hours talking about this. So we should move on.
On the application bill. When I was applying to go to university, as far back as 2006, in the US we have something called common application. So you go online and you apply, you do one application, and you just select the schools you want the applications to go to. This is 2006.
Yeah, they don't do same.
So why don't we have a similar system, common application for government universities? We can even onboard private universities. So even if there is a fee, then that student pays a one-time fee of, let's say, 200 cedis, and the person applies and select the schools that he or she wants the application to go to. So Legon will get it, UDS will get it, whatever, same applications.
That's a country that is constantly thinking and planning.
Oh, but Moro, this is what you are saying is Moro. What you are saying is not right. I'm saying that some people, Moro, I'm coming. Some people have thoughts. Let's assume that we cannot think. Go in there and just carry it, copy. I don't think it's
well, anyway.
Do you understand? Anyway. And you know the problem. But this issue you just raised. You know the problem we have now.
You see, the decision to even copy and paste is all part of the thinking and planning.
No, then it means that are we also not human beings? Let me make a point though. You see, this is not about the university. So because students are not too sure, they don't have a common admission process like they are saying in the US. The same student will end up getting admission to Tech. You get admission to Legon. You get admission to maybe Cape Coast because the results are fairly good. And so he will block the chance of other students who may want admission in these universities.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand.
But if all the institutions are communicating on the same platform, they would have known that Kofi had gotten admission to Legon. So even though he's very qualified, Tech will not look at him again.
True.
They will look at some other person. These things are very basic, simple, but we can do it. And so I don't know why we struggle with things like this.
We can talk about this issue the whole day. We have other things to talk about.
That's why when we talk about formalization and people ridicule it, it beats my imagination because they don't understand the power of formalization and the economic impact.
It's when you politicize it that
no, I'm not.
It.
No, I'm not.
Not to you. I mean,
okay.
In general context.
You see, for the US, for example, so when I was doing my application, there were schools I didn't apply to.
Okay.
But because the system was so formalized and the data sharing to the various schools was so prudent, there are schools that will write to you and still say that we've given you a scholarship.
Even they didn't apply to them.
Even they didn't apply to.
But it's in your data.
Me, for example, St. Michael's in Vermont wrote to me and gave me full ride. But I chose University of Massachusetts. Right. But I didn't apply to St. Michael's. I didn't even know how they got my information. But they wrote to me, they will tell you your performance, GPA, whatever.
Because the data is there. They've only tapped into the data. And they know that you are a suitable candidate.
And that is why
they want bright students.
Yes, that is why as a country, we need to take the emergence of the Ghana card very seriously.
That's fine.
Because that's the only way we can solve a lot of these problems.
Okay, no, fine. Let me read some messages that have come through. In fact, there's another leg of this conversation. We've just I'm not sure if we have time to talk about it, but it's about the Pusika MP, Ladi Ayamba. And the comment she made, which for me speaks to it speaks to it speaks to
now to Hubi, not to
it speaks for me. It speaks to a bigger issue, the issue about our mentality when it comes to death. You see, in this town, in this part of town, we treat death as a normal cost of doing business. And normal for people to die. And so we become very complacent. Okay, and sometimes the way I won't say religion, is the way we interpret religion in itself also plays a role. So if you listen to what she says, well, God gives his take, he's taking. When you think like this, okay, and you this is how you decided to understand your religion, how would you plan?
Today is their day. There is nothing that happens that doesn't happen at the right time. This is what the Almighty Allah has ordained for them. Today is their day. No matter how, no matter what, no matter who was there, as what, even if we brought all the presidents of the world to sit there as ministers or whatsoever, once today is ordained for them to die, they will. And this is what has happened. Unless you don't believe in the oneness of God, there is nothing that happens that doesn't happen at the right time. This is what the Almighty Allah has ordained for them. Today is their day. No matter how, no matter what, no matter who was there, as what, even if we brought all the presidents of the world to sit there as ministers or whatsoever, once today is ordained for them to die, they will.
Yeah. We should give it to God.
Moro, I think that in your introduction...
We've wasted our time. This is almost 2 hours talking about this issue.
Well, but it's well discussed.
What it means is that because despite everything you have talked about, the recommendations, the suggestions you've made, once God says this ought to happen, to happen. So, right?
You see,
let's forget about
it. We are a growing society. And so when these things can happen, it's not as if we are wasting our time to discuss it. So we can prevent it from happening again tomorrow. And that's why we are discussing it. The issue the honorable member spoke about, if you pick it literally, you are likely to come to a conclusion of, are we not a bit, are we sensitive to the plight of the persons involved? Or you ask all those questions. But this is what our society is. You know, there are kinds who say, Nyame nema, and Nyame neje. And so when there's a problem, instead of us to sit down, critically analyze the issues, find out what the causes are, and what we can put in place to prevent same from happening, we are quick to play the religious card, to play the moral card. And so the main issue is buried. You see, I am a Christian. I believe that everything that happens to you, my Bible said, give thanks to God for everything that happened. But there are stupid things that can happen to you that may not be the will and wish of God for your life. I am a rational human being. God has given me the brain to think. If I stand on top of this story building and I jump and I assume that God will protect me when I know I shouldn't have done that, or a car is passing or a train is passing and I jump on the way, and then you will by that time, but you will die because you have taken a wrong decision. And so it is something that our society, oftentimes we look at things that way. We say this thing to console ourselves. That, well, as for death, it's inevitable. We all will die anyway. The way and the manner we will die, we all don't know. When and how it will happen, we don't know, but it will happen. And so when it happens, comments like this oftentimes will come up just to console ourselves and energize and get going. But in the spur of the moment, because the thing was so fresh and all that, my thinking or my wish would have been that the choice of words and approach and everything should have been, different from how it came across.
Right.
But knowing now member for who she is, a mother, father figure for that matter, very pathetic and all that, I don't think she meant to say that they have died, so it's okay, it's normal. That is not it at all. Maybe it didn't come across well,
I get it,
as she may want to put it. So let's move on. Let's look at it more as a more of our societal issue, the way we think, the way we approach every issue.
All right.
If we look at it as a general issue, I'm sure we'll be able to handle it better.
Okay.
Moro, so the first question I have for her is that, was it ordained for her to make that reckless statement on that day?
We are not like that.
We can't tell.
Kofi.
Was it ordained that a day will come for the MP of Pusiga to make such a reckless statement?
Kofi, what do you think? It's a reckless statement.
Oh, Fred.
That's your first question.
If you've done a beautiful walk around the issue, if it wasn't reckless, you wouldn't have done that.
No, but
Fred,
So first
you
question.
and I, we've been debating for years. You've
so
done a beautiful dance around the issue. If it wasn't reckless, you wouldn't have danced. That's the point.
Second question.
So, what worries me is that what Allah has ordained. When did she visit God to know what God ordained? I get the point. You see, Nyame na dema, Nyame na oje, Asante Kasa. When we say that, we don't say it to justify the ill that occurred. We say it largely to say, irrespective of the ill, we continue. Dear seeing no, ebia yemfanche, ebia yemhwe kwan a ensibio. We don't just say that loosely.
But how do you know if how do you know if she's not saying the same thing you're saying?
Because she made a detailed explanation and said Allah has ordained they were meant to die. She could have easily preempted her message that, look, what happened was wrong. Look, we should avoid these things. But let's find solace in the fact that these things...
Like I said, it's purely communication.
You get what I'm saying?
It's an issue of communication.
But you don't come and say, so it begs the question,
It's okay.
sir, super majority now.
It's okay.
Super majority now.
This morning, you want to be nationalistic and neutral. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Let's read something from Master Planner Jr. from his policy analyst on Kintampo. Now, he says that President Mahama is a commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces too, so you can't leave him out of the equation. When the Techima South shooting incident by the military happened, the NDC made us understand that it was the responsibility of the then President Nana Addo to prevent that. What has changed today? This is not equalization or politicization. The fact of the matter is that if President Mahama cannot help the armed forces to design a mini 24 hours economy by employing a shift system that could have avoided this tragedy, he has no business to still be talking about the implementation of the so-called 24 hours economy. It says 133. Resetting Punye, Abain Papa, Abba Ampa, Master Planner Junior Policy Analyst from Kintampo. Carlos from Ododo Dio says that yesterday's tragedy was indeed a very sad one. Such an incident should never happen again. It also shows clearly that the NPP did not achieve much in their 8 years regarding employment. Most of the people we saw there were unemployed during their time. So if it is true that they created jobs, they should have been able to absorb the number of people we witnessed there. Again, the government must make it a policy to encourage our youth to go into agriculture. As I speak, I'm a farmer myself, and most NDC leaders and members you see are also farmers. Even some members of the MEP are farmers too. We must therefore encourage our youth to take up farming because it is very, very productive. And it goes on to say, yesterday's tragedy was truly sad and should never happen again. It clearly shows that the MEP achieved little in terms of job creation. Peter T. from Shukura says that Fred Agbenyo, this message is for you, to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Fred, Ghanaians want to see action an action that will see them have their dreams of hope activated and fulfilled. Even though the president is still doing well, those who allegedly were suspected to have stolen our monies like Ken of... Oh, come on, don't do that. That's Peter T. from Sukura. You don't have any evidence that Ken has stolen money. In fact, no court of competent jurisdiction has pronounced him as a thief. So don't do that. It's not right. So McLean Desmond from Seychelles also says that 12 precious lives have been tragically lost in stampede just like that. How can young men and women lose their lives in their mere quest to secure a job, to feed their families, and to serve their beloved country? This is utterly unacceptable and deeply heartbreaking. It's highly unacceptable, and some individuals must be held accountable to resign as a matter of urgency. The tragedy clearly reflects a disturbing level of incompetence and irresponsibility on the part of leadership. How could such a thing happen in this modern era? It's truly shocking and painful beyond words. Abba. Musa Abatwa in Asawase says, Moro, my heartfelt condolences to the families of the 6 who lost their lives in the military recruitment tragedy. This should never happen again. With AI advancing globally, we must adopt technologies to reduce human errors and ensure safety. However, what the honorable member said Islamically isn't wrong, but she could have put it in a different perspective, which sounds appealing and cautioning those acted negligently. May their souls rest in peace. Greetings to elderly statesman Dada Ato Ahoy. Mr. E.D. Mukhtar from Adenta says that, good morning, what is Kofi talking about? What made Honorable Ladi's statement reckless? We must be real for once as a people. Now, Simons Yusuf says that Stampede at Elwak, lessons from the National Ambulance Service recruitment model. He's actually a PRO for the National Ambulance Service. He sent us a message on this one. Now, Yusuf, it's a very long statement. I'm not sure I can read all. Sorry for the disappointment. But it says by Simons Yusuf Keura, Deputy Director, Public Relations, National Ambulance Service. It says the November 12, 2025, unfortunate stampede at the Elwak Sports Stadium, which claimed 6 lives with several other hospitalized during the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise, is a national tragedy that demands sober reflection and practical reforms. Recruitment into our security and emergency services should not lead to the loss of lives. This incident should serve as a wake-up call for all state institutions to review and modernize the recruitment processes to ensure safety, order, and efficiency. At the National Ambulance Service, recruitment exercises are deliberately structured to avoid such unfortunate occurrences. We place premium value on the lives and dignity of applicants as well as the well-being of officials who conduct the process. Unlike recruitment systems that invite thousands of applicants within a day or two, the NAS adopts a phased and humane approach. Depending on the number of applicants received, a recruitment exercise may take between 1 and 2 months to complete. For example, if we're recruiting 500 people out of 1,000 to 3,000 applicants, we divide them into manageable batches, just like you said. Manageable batches. Now, applicants are then sent individual text messages specifying the exact day and time they are to appear before the exercise. This simple but effective strategy prevents overcrowding and fatigue, both for applicants and for the recruitment officers. On each day of the exercise, 4 to 6 interview tables are set up to handle the processes smoothly and efficiently. Before any applicant enters the interview hall, they undergo initial screening, which includes height and body checks, followed by an aptitude test. Because of this structured and decentralized approach, the process remains calm, organized, and transparent. No applicant feels rushed or unsafe, and officials can perform their duties diligently and thoroughly. The Ghana Armed Forces, a highly respected institution, may consider adopting some aspects of the NAS model to improve its recruitment exercise or process. Extending the recruitment period, scheduling candidates in smaller batches, and utilizing digital communication tools can greatly reduce risk of stampede and assure a more professional and humane exercise. That's a good one, Yusuf, and congratulations to you and the National Ambulance Service. Well, that makes me proud as a Ghanaian. You're doing something really, really, really rightly and really right, and that's great. Now, Guy G, you're a very good friend. Yeah. He says, Samoro, to add up to what my American-worthy brother, Charlie, Kofi Tonto said, the American military recruits by holding information sessions, career fairs, and by running programs like the Reserve Officers Training Corps, which is the ROTC, which helps students commission as officers after graduation. Recruiters also visit high schools, community colleges, and local offices, and may be present at other campus events or in the surrounding community. Guy G from Cantonment says this. Samuel Brian Boabeng says that President Mahama is now facing challenges similar to those President Akufo-Addo encountered after the passing of Victor Newman. Dr. Edward Omani Boamah was a thinker whose vision and strategic guidance left a significant vacuum that is now profoundly felt. And then he continues to say, yesterday's event at the Elwak Sports Stadium are a stark reminder that Ghana must urgently reform how military recruitment and other security service enlistments are conducted. Selling thousands of forms to desperate unemployed youth when less than 1% will be enlisted is unacceptable and must stop. Security services must not exploit the suffering of our youth for IGF purposes. Recruitment must be transparent, properly decentralized, and fully digitalized to prevent chaos and tragedy. The Ghanaian forces deserve a recruitment process that reflects professionalism, integrity, and discipline, and our unemployed youth deserve dignity. It's time for accountability, as he says. Now, good morning, Moro. If the accident had happened during the Akufo-Addo's regime, he would have flown out of the country. That was his modus operandi from London. Is that your name? Are you called London, or you're texting from London? I see the +444. Obviously, you're texting us. Well, likely you're texting us from England, but I don't know if that's actually your name. You know. So Evans Dinkro Garu from Garu says that, good morning. I send my condolences to the bereaved families for the 6 young ladies who unfortunately passed on during yesterday's stampede at Elwak. May their souls find a resting place in the bosom of our Lord. Moro, please correct the MPP panelists that the cost of the army forms was reduced from 350 in the MPP era to 200 cedis. Okay, so it's now 200 cedis, no more 350 cedis. Why are Ghanaians not asking there was no public recruitment of such manner in the past 4 years when we know that the army does recruit every 4 years? That means they were recruiting NPP party boys secretly. I'm just asking you, and that's from the man from Garu. And Mancha Brew says that, Mancha Brew is from Takrady. It says, Moro, Hajj Aladi's comments regarding the tragic loss of 6 prospective recruits during the Ghana Force recruitment exercise were reckless, insensitive, and ill-timed. The incidents which resulted in fatalities and injuries warrant a thorough investigation to determine the cause and prevent future occurrences. Paradoxically, all the 6 deceased were women. As a member of parliament, it would have been more fitting for Hajj Aladi to exercise empathy and caution in her remarks, particularly if given the sensitivity of the situation. The focus should have been on supporting the affected families and ensuring that those responsible for the tragedy are held accountable. Amazing convictions. Manchabu II from Takrady. Now, Moses says that I don't see what modern technological equipment can't do in body selection. We still have humans checking bodies for suitability for army. Boy, that's coming from Moses. Papa Bisu says, my sympathies to the family for their loss and those injured. Question is, why is the MPP ascribing the tragic incident to not having a main minister at the Defense Ministry? This is an insult to the sensibility of the military heads. Mistakes do happen and it is deeply regrettable, but doesn't give the MPs a right to indirectly insult the sensibility of the military high command. After all, what was their scorecard when they were in government? Sorrow, hardship. Have they soon forgotten the loss of the innocent soul they caused us on the day of the general election in 2020? They should give us a break. That's from Papa Bisu. And Alhaji Haruna, Halidu Haruna, the chief executive of the Zongo Development Fund. He said, kindly correct Honorable Fred. He mentioned 350 cedis as the cost of the application. And then he sent me this. That's fine. And then, so this one, he says, cost of recruitment. So that's from Broja Jemfi. He forwarded something from Broja Jemfi. And Broja Jemfi apparently posted this on the 1st of October to correct some misimpression or mispresentation or misinformation in the system. He says, cost of recruitment form has been reduced to 200 cedis from 350. And says, hashtag resetting Ghana. So, Alhaji Haruna. Yeah, thanks very much for the correction. You know, he's not the ZDF Chief Executive Officer.
Oh, okay.
Zongo Development Fund.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He's not
Zongo Development
Fund. Yes, it's your creation.
The fund that they said was unnecessary.
Oh,
they've appointed somebody.
Is the minute
the fund that they ridiculed. They appointed somebody.
Nobody ever.
Okay. So
it's a ministry that
so Reverend
you finish.
Reverend Joe Slater from the UK says, "Hi, bro. If a venue can only take 3,000 people, but you cram over 10,000 in the same place, the action could be described as unlawful, unreasonable, and ill proportionate. What happened at Elwak Stadium was avoidable and preventable. That's why someone in leadership must be held accountable and responsible for the death of innocent citizens." I totally agree with you on that, Reverend John Slaton. There's somebody, heads must roll. Somebody must be held responsible for this. Oh, yeah. I mean, And for me, it's non-negotiable. So Gideon Ejepon from Seshi Bibieni says, it's truly unfortunate to hear a woman who is MP and her mother makes such a reckless statement. The arrogant posturing of some NDC MPs and members is increasingly becoming a cause for concern. The good people of Ghana never voted for them to be disrespected in this manner. Gideon Ejepon from Seshi Bibieni. I guess that, well, there's a lot of messages. Good. Sorry?
The test judgment, what is the test's name?
Seshi, that's Seshi. It's Gideon Ejepon.
Gideon Ejepon. Oh, I thought I had Kennedy Ejepon.
All right, so gentlemen, I guess we'll have to move on. There are Parliament. Yeah, let's move on. I mean, we spent almost 2 hours on this matter.
Politically tainted commentary.
You are not saying that.
No, but you see, Fred.
No, but I love
when people say certain things, we should condemn it. How can anybody say Akufo-Addo would have flown out of the country?
So you want to waste time?
How can anybody say something like that?
Oh, Kofi.
Okay.
Is there everything?
How can anybody say something like that?
It's not everything. Let's move on.
I've just received. That's the person's opinion. Relax.
Yeah, this one. Don't be too hard about this one.
So there's a press statement from the office of the Vice President. It's Her Excellency.
Okay.
Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. It was issued today.
Good morning.
No, actually yesterday. It says Vice President commiserates with families of stampede victims. Now the Vice President of the Republic, Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has received with profound sorrow the tragic news of the stampede that claimed the lives of 6 young Ghanaians, all aspiring to join the Ghana forces, and left several others injured. She extends her heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and wishes the speedy and full recovery to those affected. The Vice President calls on all Ghanaians to remain calm as authorities conduct a thorough investigations into the incident and take urgent measures to prevent such tragedies in the future. And this is signed by Amma Pratt, Press Secretary and Spokesperson, Office of the Vice President. And so, gentlemen, let's move on. But for me, my concluding remarks are that, look, these are young people whose only crime was that they queued, they want to serve Mother Ghana, and instead of, dignifying them, we decided to kill them. It's quite unfortunate, quite unfortunate, and I insist that some heads must roll. Some heads must roll. And again, let's stop normalizing things that ought not to be normalized. Okay, let's stop normalizing it. If somebody failed to do their job and some people have had to perish as a result of that, we should be able to say it and tell the person in the face that, look, what they've done is very, very bad. But also, we live in a country where we queue for everything. We queue for everything. Yes, we're formalizing the system, we're formalizing the country, but we have to move at a faster pace so that we can get to a point where, like what you said, when you were in school in America, where everything is database, you go there, you check, you use AI, you check ABCD and so on. We queue for everything, but the queue is not the problem. It's this that when we queue, it's almost like it's this potential danger.
Yeah.
Even in America, there's some things you queue for. But here, once you queue, you must pray that you come out safely. It's just sad.
People are going to vote, they stand the scorching sun, and then they collapse.
Yes. Right. It's a major problem, And once again, our condolences to the families of the bereaved.
Yeah,
so, gentlemen, we just have 10 minutes.
To clarify.
Okay.
Under Akufo-Addo, there was public recruitment. That FIP needs to be corrected.
Okay.
In fact, I remember there was public recruitment to the extent that there were even videos that the NDC were sharing that look at the number of young people looking for jobs at Airwork.
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. So there were public recruitment. So that's why when I came here, I decided not to politicize it. The number of messages I've gotten.
Right.
Like if you are being too soft on these people.
But what
they want to do fully political.
But for me,
if you politicize
but for me, I still stand by my point that I'm not going to politicize it. But when we are making efforts to depoliticize an issue, and you are sitting home politicizing it.
Why is this eating you up?
Because you see, Fred, we have to the fact that it's a comment doesn't mean we shouldn't condemn it. We should tell them, tell your party people. I'm expecting you to tell your party people.
All of us, the two of us agree this morning that is a national crisis. This is a disaster. Families are in pain. some of them may even be watching us on television.
Okay.
This is not the time for us to come
exactly.
and sit here
and
do the usual MPP, NDC
politics. Let's go on.
All right, so let's go on.
This could have happened to anybody. Could be your relative, my relative, my friend.
Okay.
And so it's not an issue to come and do NDC politics. It's a system failure that we must address and put measures in place so it doesn't happen again.
You know, interestingly, and maybe you can say in a sense, it's a good thing that the finance minister also doubles as an acting defense minister, right? And this has come at a time when the finance minister presenting the budget, the 2026 budget. And as all of us have agreed that the fundamental problem is that we have a youth bulge and its associated problems with unemployment, right? Because these chaps who went there to look for a job, and we saw what has happened to some of them. Now, the expectation naturally is that the finance minister must take advantage of today's budget to show the way in terms of what more the government intends to do to create more jobs for this teeming unemployed youth. You know, and so today's daily graphic, today I've stayed with the daily graphic alone. The daily graphic today talks about budget presentation, and it says COVID-19 levy to go. That's what we're told. It was something that we were very particular about because you were actually expecting the government to have done that last year, but they says they're going to do it this next year. Now, the story is here, and we're told the Ministry of Defense, oh, sorry about that. From page 13, okay, telegraphic, what happened? Right, so McLean Kofi, so we have 10 minutes to do this. General thoughts, expectations, that's it. McLean Kofi said the Minister of Finance, Dr. Castle Atufosu, will present the 2026 budget and the economic statement of the government to Parliament today amid heightened expectations among residents, various groups and stakeholders for their interest to be satisfied in the coming year. The budget, the second of President John Dramani Mahama in his second term, is expected to allocate significant resources to many flagship programs while meeting the demands of labor, some of whom have either embarked on strike or issued notices of impending industrial actions if the demands are not met. For instance, the government is expected to allocate about 30.8 billion cedis for the implementation of the flagship infrastructure program, the Big Push, up from 13.85 billion allocated in the 2025 budget. President John Dramani Mahama said in Wa last Tuesday. The $10 billion Big Push infrastructure project is expected to draw on all the oil revenue allocation to fund the annual budget. Now, other initiatives that would receive attention would be the 24-hour economy program, the establishment of the Women's Development Bank, the National Apprenticeship Program, the Ejumera Program, the Digital Jobs Initiative, the Agriculture for Job Program, and the Rapid Industrialization for Jobs programs. The President, during the meeting with civil society organizations more than a month ago, gave the assurance that the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, will be allocated substantial resources to enable it to function more effectively. Among the key measures expected in today's budget is the removal of the controversial COVID-19 levy. Now, the budget statement is also expected to detail a full restructuring of the value-added tax regime, simplifying it from the current complex formula. Atufosu is also expected to announce massive injection into the energy, road, and agriculture sectors with major policy directions on the cards. And I think as far as agriculture is concerned, we know about what happened yesterday, the big launch, and Kokon, Kitten, and so on and so forth. So I'll give 5 minutes each to, I don't know whether you have 5 minutes each, so maybe 3 minutes each, sorry.
Well, no, 3 minutes each. 3 minutes. Maybe what we have not been successful in doing in this country is to define what employment really is. And maybe we also need to change our orientation as to what employment is. As if everybody has his own understanding of what employment is, and at what time you come to that understanding that I am employed. If we all think that it is only when I wear a tie and a suit and I walk into an office and I sit behind a desk with my computer in front of me, that is when I can say I'm employed, then we are going to have a lot of problems. If you go to several parts of the world, most people who are, working, they don't work in such environments where you have to wear tie and wear suit and all that. Maybe what we have not been successful in doing is the wages that we pay to people and how people manage their resources. Moro, if you take a mason, if you take a carpenter, Today, when they're missing work in a day, they are marked almost, in some cases, 200 cedis a day, 250 cedis a day. So assuming that they are working consistently 6 days in a week, more multiply how much that person is making in a month. Go to our office schools and go and find out how much a headmaster is earning at the end of the month, how much civil servants are earning at the end of the month. But because this carpenter thinks that he doesn't go to an office, his money doesn't come through the bank, he doesn't issue a check, and so the assumption is that he's not working. You understand? So he sees that teacher who may be earning even a quarter of what he's earning a month as being the one working, and he's not working. We have some work to do in that regard. Ghana largely is an agrarian economy, and so we need to pay particular attention to agriculture. I am into farming. But more, until and unless we put certain mechanisms in place, farming will not be that attractive, especially young people who want to make a living. And it is important for all of us policymakers today to know that the thinking of this generation is different from the generation of old. Today's generation are largely looking for quick fix. Yeah. Do you understand? People don't want good living. They want to do these things differently. And that is why technological platform today is the way to go. If we continue to encourage people to go into agriculture, and for instance, we don't set up companies and systems that can buy readily from the people, you create a disincentive for people to want to go into agriculture. Over the news, we hear rice is stuck somewhere here. Nobody is buying the rice. Nobody is buying the maize. Even at a point, cocoa beans. We're not buying cocoa beans. Cocoa body have money to buy. Thank God Dr. Randiabe and his team are doing a good job now. Most of the cocoa board buildings and offices across the regions now are open. In the past, it was something else. And so I'm saying that we can invest all the money we want to invest in agriculture. If we don't tighten both ends of the knots, we don't complete the whole chain, we won't solve the problem we want to solve. One, you give all the inputs and all the things that we need to go into farming. Our land tenure system, we need to address it. So people can go into commercial agriculture. When they go there, the implements that they need, we have set out with that number that this rain-fed agriculture is not sustainable. And so we need irrigation. What are we doing in that direction? Okay. Now, post-harvest losses is a major issue. Cost of transportation, storage facilities. Buffer Stock Company, when Professor Mills and when they were setting it up, the understanding some of us had was not for you to be storing cereals. Because the major problem are the perishables. You produce tomato recently, I think Asante Akim area. Produce so much tomatoes will get rotten within 2, 3, 4 days. Okay. And so if you don't have a system either of canning it or storing it in its fresh state for a longer time, it becomes a disincentive for more farmers to want to go into that type of farming. Okay. And so the Akoko Kitikiti project I've introduced, I tell my constituents every day that where Ghana has gotten to and the world generally is going to today, you cannot depend on one employment and survive. Tomorrow you are a journalist. By 11 o'clock, you are out of this platform. The expectation is that you should have something else you are doing. If you are a cocoa farmer, if you are into cereals and what have you, and you have from cocoa kitenkete, about 100 birds, 200 birds, you have a small pen behind your house, you are keeping them. You wake up in the morning, you provide feeding, you get some water, you go and do your farm. You come back in the evening, you come and take care of them. More worst case scenario, you get one of these fowls to prepare food in the evening. Yeah. You cannot go to bed, the family cannot go to bed on empty stomach because we don't have money to buy fish. Today, to buy a goat is hovering around 2,000, 2,500, depending on the size. And not too long ago, I was in my constituency and I was looking for a goat to buy. They have to go all the way to Togo to go and buy a goat. Oh. Sometimes we enter into Burkina Faso to go and buy a goat. And I ask myself, what does it take to rear goats? Right? And so if you are a farmer, young farmer out there, and you have 50 goats in your pen, and a goat today is going for 2,000, even if it is 1,000 Ghana cedis, how much money do you have? Okay. And so in as much as we introduce these interventions, very laudable, we need to intensify education. Okay. We need to get down there. We need to get people to appreciate it. If you are a teacher, you are a nurse, you are a doctor, to have a small cage where you are rearing some fish should not be out of place.
Right.
I believe in the concept of Achampo introduced in the middle 70s. This operation, feed yourself thing.
Okay.
For me, it's a very good thing where everybody must, engage in some form of agricultural activities.
Okay.
But I'm saying that when we have produced so much, the environment should be created that we can mop up, we can buy from the farmers.
Okay.
Maybe the last one on this issue. As we move on, we should start looking at pricing. I was in Equatorial Guinea recently. If you want to buy even a fruit of tomatoes, they put it on a scale. You want to buy pepper, it's on a scale. So the seller doesn't determine how much he wants to pay. The price is known across board. So if I'm a farmer and I'm going to produce pepper, I am aware that if I harvest 1 bag of pepper, this is how much money I'm going to make. The only reason people are moving to cocoa production is because they know of the price ahead of cultivation. Yeah. So I know if I produce more bags, I'll make more money.
So that's motivation.
So
just a quick one. You're watching Good Morning God. Please don't go anywhere.
Start your Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Ghana's biggest real estate event is back, and it's even better. Looking for your dream home? Want to invest in land or explore real estate opportunities? Then don't miss the 8th edition of the Mikasa Home and Property Fair. Meet and connect with Ghana's leading real estate developers, mortgage providers, home improvement experts, and more, all under one roof. You'll also get access to free seminars and expert-led info sessions covering everything you need to know about buying, financing, and owning property in Ghana. Date 5th and 6th December 2025. Venue the Icon Event Center, East Legon, a minute drive from the East Legon Tunnel. Time 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. each day. Attendance is absolutely free. Register at mikasa.com/fair. Headline sponsor, Gold Key Properties. Platinum sponsor, Clifton Homes. Media partner, City FM and Channel 1 TV.
Ama, nansi mi jeno wo bin enko ye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basima kura. Ama me kunu me into kwankwa. Oh, you right. And you won't give us GC mixture and any capsules. Ah, you num boom. And what's some na more kana. A boy and ma any memenina. Ne ma ba ye obesima. Na bear maswa ye bemasima. Ya, we be boy. I'm a neck giant sour the shelly bottom. No, when you yan and into sessin, you owe you chop one. GC mixture and then a capsule.
A pin for a batter, one more menu for one and Quadawi if you do me a
Wabedum, Tamason, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwama Besisia. A bozig. I can say no, ya conati, and the more drink woman. Hey! But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eddie, Dabio, baby womb. Ready? Hey, baby womb. Ah, Eddie. I'll cause some discomfort.
Uncle!
Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share nanda danya was mosquito call esudu womunumu. Na say spray with them musa. Chaisima edronum ansana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA Ajatum.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go feel the luckiest. Coffee from to be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Senya God the apple boom. If you put it so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, simple direction. Mr. Good Luck no check me well.
Yeah, man. Easy cry. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic!
And he followed the prompts, yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, do you have family Pemasimo? Before December, may release a motivational bomb. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA.
You're live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV, and I've said it time and again that the kinds of things that we say off air, we can't say it on air. You know, we can't say it on air. But anyway, so Farag Benyo is here. He's MP for the good people of Guan, and also former National Communications Officer of the NDC. And also Kofi Tonto is here. He is a deputy spokesperson for Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, who was a former vice president and the 2024 flag bearer of the MPP. Fred, you are on the floor. I have to take a break.
Yeah, Kofi. So I was talking about maybe the scale system.
Okay.
You know, trying to regularize the price of goods and services. Because if you check closely, Kofi, I say Kofi Moro, the farmer, you know, plantain is a biennial crop.
Okay.
If you plant plantain today, it will take almost 2 years before you harvest plantain. Then a market woman will come and buy a whole bunch of plantain for 5 cedis. Kofi, for 10 cedis. How many bunches are you going to sell before you can pay your son's school fees?
Okay.
Now, the market woman will bring it to Accra and come and sell it, say 50 Ghana cedis, the same bundle above 5 cedis. When you ask them, they'll tell you transportation costs, right? Our roads are not good. Where we are bringing the items from is too far and all that. There is a simple way of curing this mischief. You understand?
Right.
Where all of them, you can create an environment for them now to all source the products from the same places. Say you go to Kumasi, we go to all the farm areas, we mob up. There's a departmental store, you want to call it that way, whatever name you want to give to it. Then the traders now go there. That's where the bulk is.
Okay.
So now go where the bulk is, go and break the bulk, take to the various market centers and go and sell. Okay. So nobody now will make argument of transportation, distance, and all this thing. So it's a way a state is cushioning the system. So one, the food is affordable, but the farmer is cushioned. The market woman is cushioned. The farmer knows that once I produce, they will buy. So that alone inspires you to want to produce more. You know, it's something we need to look at. This far, Kofi, every why am I calling you Kofi plenty? Kofi, and I'm a few one.
Well, there's Kofi here.
Kofi is here. I'm a Kwesi. He's a Kofi.
I'm Kweku. I'm a Wednesday born.
I'm a Sunday born.
Wednesday is Kwabena. Kofi.
Kweku.
Wednesday is Kwabena.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Kwabena is Wednesday.
Kweku
is Wednesday.
I wasn't too sure.
Anyway, so there is a way of going about it. I think that this far, the finance minister and his team, the Bank of Ghana governor and his team, especially the president and the entire government. For me, the best way to measure if you are doing well or not is what the people on the ground are saying, what the facts are.
Right.
Prior to yesterday, I saw the finance minister himself in some markets interacting with market women. So you don't even know when you were born. This man, they're a strange human being. You know, I saw him interacting with market women, and we heard them giving their own verdict of how things look like. Price of goods and services. We cannot pretend that we have arrived or that we have gotten to where we want to get as a nation. But it is obvious that things are looking good. Things are far better than we inherited. If the economic indicators is anything to go by, we are absolutely making huge progress. We can only get better. And so I want to commend the minister, but we haven't gotten there yet. We need to be able to create a sustainable system, a system that we can depend on, a system that when shocks come, it can withstand the shocks. You know, so it will take a longer time to be able to get to that point. I am confident in their ability. I am confident in the cooperation, the support the people of this country has given to this government this far. There's no way any government can be successful and achieve the kind of milestones we are achieving without the cooperation, the support of Ghanaians. This far, Ghanaians have supported this government, and I will continue to urge that let's support the people who are managing the economy. Let's support the system to grow. If your currency is stable, we are already in November, right? By this time, most market and traders will be importing their goods in and out of into the country for Xmas sales and what have you. Containers are coming in. Oftentimes, around this time, you see that the currency will start fluctuating. But it is not the case. We are still be able to maintain it, even coming down, which is good for us. Inflation is still going down. That's the rate at which price of goods and services are going up in the market is still going down. If you go and check most commodities that we use in the market now, i.e. cement, oil, rice, and what have you, the prices are all going down in the market, which is good. Even petroleum products, the prices are going down. And so I think we are doing something good. We need to remain focused, continue to do just that. This budget is obvious that the minister will be focusing more on jobs. The president is very, very much concerned about road infrastructure. If you travel across the world, societies and nations that have really developed and advanced, the number one thing that they focus on is road infrastructure. Once you, not necessarily road, just transportation. Once you get your railway working very well, you get your airlines working very well, your roads are in good shape, the water transportation is working very well, we are good to go. I am vehemently opposed to these big trucks that are on our roads from Krache, from Dambike, Pasai and the rest, carrying yams and all these things to Accra. When River Oti lies there, connects all the way to River Volta. My expectation is that we have barges on the river. When you move from the market center, you join the barge, you exit around Pakada area here, a train is there that will pick from that place to Accra. Our roads will be free with all these cars. The water transportation is far cheaper. And so then the price of goods and services by the time they get to Accra will be at the same level. So it's an area we need to pay attention to. I'm happy to note that the president said huge sums of money has been set aside for the big push project. Construction will soon start. I want to plead with fellow countrymen and women that when we are doing construction, it will create a lot of inconvenience for motorists. So let's bear with the system. And let us also urge the contractors that it is very, very painful. You drive past in the morning, there's no heap of sand on the road. By the time you are returning in the evening, they have put a heap of sand somewhere there. No reflector, no sign to show that some construction is going on over there. And it is creating so much accidents. Where they've been paid to divert a road, do that, brighten it up, so that all the accidents that we are seeing will be avoided. We want to assure, in conclusion, the young people that government is churning out a lot of employment opportunities in all the agencies and departments. Make yourself available. Don't say that I want to be a headmaster. And so when I get to the school and I see the headmaster position available, it's the teacher's position that's available. You say, no, for me, it's not teacher I want, it's the headmaster I want. So I will not take what is available. Recently, people were recruited into this community police, community fire and the rest. A lot of young people said, no, I want the regular military. I want the regular police. And so I don't want to take this one. We count one before two. The one that comes to you, take advantage of it. What you aspire for, a higher one. I think to do all of us good. So I wish the Minister of Finance well, the managers of the economy, I wish everybody the very best of luck, even as he presents the budget this morning, this afternoon.
Kofi?
Yeah, Moro.
Looks like today Fred has he's chopped all your time.
Oh no. But you said we have 20 more minutes, so let me spend my 10 minutes.
Actually, we just have 5 more minutes.
Okay. See, Moro, what Ato forcing, they call him Ato is forcing. I say Ato is failing. You see, Moro, here's the thing. This government is running a deceptive economy. Layered on lies. And I'll give you an example. You said that COVID-19 is going.
According to the daily graphic, yes.
They said COVID-19 was not good, but they kept it and took the money for at least a year. Please. But you were operating on IMF, but you were able to let go certain levies. But
IMF program.
Fred, you will not do this.
Because I'm not doing anything. But it's a friendly.
Now, you scrap e-levy, you scrap betting tax. But then here's what you do. Moro. You bring 8% petroleum tax. You increase fees and charges by 30 to 40%.
Regardless.
You add 21.9% VAT on non-life insurance premiums.
Still better than what you meant.
You increase special import levy from 1% to 2%.
Still the price are cheaper than we
meant. You increase the marine gas oil from 23 pesos to 1 CD 93 pesos.
But still cheaper than we met.
You increase prices of locally manufactured plastic products by 7%.
Is it cheaper than we met?
You increase electricity on aggregate basis by 17.2%.
Is it cheaper than we met?
You increase water by 4%.
Is it cheaper than we met?
You increase growth and sustainability tax.
Cheaper than we met?
You extend. You see, aside from increasing the growth and sustainability tax,
is it cheaper?
They extended the sunset clause.
Is it cheaper?
That is when it will end. They extended it to 2028 from 2025. And you have also no. I am telling you that you come and take COVID levy, you come and take betting tax, you come and take e-levy.
Bottom line,
then you hand us over 10 different taxes.
Bottom line.
Let me talk about the bottom line.
Everything is cheaper.
Fred, let me talk about the bottom line.
Yes.
Now, you talk about inflation is going down. First of all, Ato is just doing budget lines. He's not even spending.
If you say this, how can anybody say this?
Oh, Fred Abanya, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Almost 70% of these assembly common funds have been given to them.
Don't even go there.
We are paying salaries.
That district common fund that you are going behind. You are going behind and taking your share. Please don't even go
that
there.
We are like you.
Look, the only spending they are doing is sending 20,000 from Jubilee House to the various constituencies.
Don't go there. Kofi Fatau. You are any man Fatau.
Fred, Kofi
don't go there.
Let me talk.
What you are saying doesn't look like you. You don't talk like that. Please.
Now, the only other thing they are doing.
The
only other thing they are doing.
But Kofi is my brother. Kofi is a nice. The time is up.
For now, I'm not your brother.
Kofi is my brother.
For now, I'm not your brother. Let me talk.
Kofi doesn't look like you.
Please go ahead.
Kofi,
what looks like me?
No, you know, you're a very nice gentleman.
Okay, I don't want to be nice anymore.
You're very objective.
Let me talk. I don't want to be nice anymore.
Your brothers are watching you in the house.
Chef, Moro.
What are you saying?
Government, you see, every government.
But Ghana is not the truth anyway.
Injects a certain degree of money or forex into the economy.
Why did you inject it when the city was flying?
I said every government
should have done it.
Injects a certain amount. So maybe on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, $100 million or something.
You that got Bank of Ghana to pray.
This government at a point was injecting over $500 million. In fact,
should we go to that?
In fact, this government has injected almost $8 billion.
Should we go to that?
To artificially prop up the currency. And you know,
why didn't you do same thing that easy?
No, because
and the city was running like why didn't you do same thing that easy?
Let me talk.
No, Kofi, if it is that easy and that could cushion shape of this country, why didn't you do it? He's my brother, he understands.
I don't understand anything. I don't understand.
I don't understand. When you are the opposition, you must take
there are people listening.
There are people who are watching who
are
looking forward to hearing from him. Yes, the more you disrupt him,
will you get me the time to
after 20 something minutes?
Will you give me the time to
he's not done 5 minutes yet. Please go ahead.
Look, so what Ato Forson is doing is Adanko Dada Dre.
Okay.
Why?
He's basically coming today to come and read a bunch of words. But in reality, nothing is happening. You see, Ato Forson is a very dangerous finance minister, and I'll tell you.
Tomorrow, you allowed him to say this on air.
Please. You
said worse things. How can you say finance minister is a very dangerous?
Look. Let me tell you.
At least he's not going to carry white. This is very. At least he's not coming to quote the Bible.
Let me talk.
He's not coming to wear white when they come and quote the Bible. No. How can you say your finance minister is a very dangerous person?
You don't even understand why you said the guy.
But it's very unfair. It's very unfair.
Ato Forson came to Parliament.
It's not that
he's taking away e-levy. He's taking away betting tax. But then later, they came like thieves in the night to introduce Dumsor levy. Pass it. They didn't even discuss it with Ghanaians. That's dangerous. That's the point I'm making. And I have just read to you over 10 different levies.
You are here, you are nodding your head. Did we introduce Did we introduce anything you call Dumsor levy?
Yes,
you are not talking. You are the host. So if you don't do your work,
that one CD you added
in Dumsor levy. No, this is a big platform. This is a big platform. Did we introduce anything we call Dumsor levy? Did we introduce anything we call Dumsor levy? Moro, you are the host.
No, don't do this.
Moro, you are the host. What Kofi is
please go ahead.
What am I doing?
Kofi, did we introduce we call Dumsor levy?
The one CD that you added to petrol.
Is that
the
but it's not fair. It's not fair, Moro.
Are you establishing this morning that you are very fine? If anybody comes here and heckles you throughout your submission,
that is let's establish. If you are doing your work, I'll keep quiet.
No, it's not about doing my work.
If you are doing your work,
it's not about doing my work. I'm just saying that. Are you saying that you are very okay?
Anything you call?
No, Fredo. Are you okay? Oh, let's establish the principle.
You know I don't do that.
Oh, so let him land.
You are the cause.
You don't have to agree with everything he says. No, Fred. Don't do this. You don't have to agree with everything he says.
Let's go.
But let him land at least because people are watching.
But how can you say
sometimes we forget that people are watching. It's not about the three of us. No.
You are doing the wrong thing.
Let me finish.
Kofi, what is doing is not right.
Ato Forson has hired.
How can you say your finance is a very dangerous person?
He has hired.
It's not proper.
So many consultants and technical advisors.
Look at all this sweeping statements. No evidence.
No.
You are not asking for evidence.
Now,
you are quiet.
Ato Forson comes to Parliament.
Are you an NPP man?
Please go ahead.
No, are you an NPP man? The man is saying things that are not true. You are quiet. You are watching him.
Fred, don't personally. You see,
no,
our relationship off air is not shouldn't be. So there are people who are watching us.
But the man is saying that. How can the man say that? The finance minister.
When he's done, we can. When you keep
interrogating him,
how do you expect the person to?
Why are you interrogating him? Why are you quiet?
But he's interrogating.
Please go ahead.
So the point I'm making is that you don't come to Parliament and say you've taken one levy off, second levy or third levy, and then behind the scene, dangerously. Introduced within 7 months 10 other levies.
MPP is not giving us lectures
10 other levies.
It's not sad.
Is that not dangerous? To the extent that some of the levies you come like thieves in the night.
Can you imagine? Emoro is quiet.
To pass them. It's an expression.
What expression?
I'm not saying it's an expression.
What expression? You are deliberately saying
it's an expression. So I won't tell you I'm
first of all, he's not like this.
But you see, So what I'm saying is that what Atuforcing is going to do today is reach a bunch of words which won't materialize into anything meaningful.
Okay.
Now.
You are saying okay.
Now.
You are happy.
Now, but the point is that
you are happy.
You say you have allocated 13 billion for Big Push. Okay. You haven't even spent 5% of that 13 billion. Now you are telling us you are going to increase it to 30 billion.
How do you know?
You are going to increase it to 30 billion.
No,
but you are not spending.
How do you know?
What's the point? What's
so
the
when
point?
People work,
you have not paid nurses for 10 months.
We are not building schools.
You have not paid nurses for 10 months.
They are the
so when you are talking, let us talk. What we are saying is this.
Those will recklessly
allow the economy to work on its own. President
you want to give us a lecture on how to run the economy? And you want us to accept that?
The Bank of Ghana governor.
MPP.
Please,
giving us a lecture on how to run the economy.
The Bank of Ghana governor. I'll give you another deception. The Bank of Ghana governor openly said on Joy News that they are not intervening. Then President Mahama at his meet of media said that we have been intervening, but we are going to stop.
I am saying
then 1 week later, Bank of Ghana comes back and says we are going to intervene with 1.5 billion. Then another week, they come back, we are going to intervene with 1 billion. So even after President Mahama has said we are not going to intervene anymore, they still come back and intervene with 2.5 billion
people
in 1 month.
Bank of Ghana printing money.
In 1 month.
Printing money to
so
solve the economy. They have forgotten.
This is a government that is running on deception. Look, you see, they claim the dollar.
At a point,
look, how can a president say the dollar's true value is between 10 and 12? The president said the dollar's true value is between 10 and 12. So you know what they are doing? Just push in money. So it goes down to 10. Then when they are not able to spend again, it comes back to 12. Then they inject more money. It goes back to 10.
But not the economy.
See, let me finish. Lastly, Moro.
Kofi can talk about military recruitment, but not the economy.
No.
You don't have any moral right
let me finish.
to have any control of the economy.
What traders are looking for is stability and predictability. When it comes to pricing, okay? Even if it is 14.
People are very good in opposition.
Even if it is 14 and stable, traders are okay. Even if it is 14 and stable and they can get the dollars, traders are okay.
No wonder
you claim you brought the dollar to 10. But every day, it's dancing. Every day,
whichever way, it dances within a range.
Then apart from that,
what are you saying?
Then apart from that, traders cannot even find the dollar.
Are you an economist?
Traders cannot even find the dollar.
So you should just be talking.
You know that. You've heard stories of traders complaining that they can't get dollar.
There's so much dollar in our commercial bank. People are going to China and the rest. While your city doesn't go beyond our borders. So all the goods
but the traders are complaining, Fred.
They are complaining
because they can't get the dollar.
They are complaining where there's so much dollar that's been released. Tomorrow, I'm surprised they are quiet. And if you're not doing your work, and I'm doing it for you, so I'm
targeting you. There was an interview that I watched.
Now I'm scared of you. I need to watch you.
There was an interview I watched of Abosokan.
Every day you are watching things.
And because I stay updated. So they were complaining that President Mahama claims the dollar has reduced. But spare parts are going up.
Will talk to
but they were talking to the media. They were talking to the media.
And remember the first budget as a budget.
Moro, it's true because I bought spark plugs for my car around 1,700 last year. Today, the same spark plugs is 2,300.
You see?
The same spark plugs. It's 2,300.
If you go to the port
so now, what are you doing?
People are even clearing
what
their
are
cars.
You doing?
Because the either two people bring car, they cannot clear the port now because of the stability of the currency.
They don't want.
No, it's not as you don't want. You can't give us an lecture on the economy. What you think about that is I kept quiet and I watch you. But this one, no.
Farhan was
no.
NDC UK.
Have you not introduced over 10 leaves?
Okay, so it's not better than we met.
Gentlemen, hold on a second.
Assuming we've introduced 100 levies.
Gentlemen, hold on a second. Hold on. Fred and Kofi.
If prices are the same,
are you looking for dollars? Are you looking for dollars?
Gentlemen, let me do this.
Are you looking for dollars?
Let me do this briefly.
Flat direct where you get the dollars.
Fredo, please. Let's do this briefly. So Farhan, he's with the NDC UK branches, Ireland branches, the Youth Unemployment and Farming Talk. must veer towards a call for policy action. Let us stop misleading the nation as poor narratives lead to poor policies. There's no country where you dominate farming, so urging Ghanaian youth into agriculture without structural support is unrealistic. The first step is clear: implement policies and infrastructure that make farming viable. From thinking of farming, planning through to payments, the nation will benefit from viewing things through supply and demand. The youth have skills, energy and time to invest. Government must create attractive avenues for these resources. If farming is the chosen path, it must be mechanized, profitable and secure. Without this, we risk turning opportunities into frustration. Leadership must act decisively to make farming appealing, not obligatory. Only then will agriculture become a genuine solution to the employment. From Farhan Nima Mamobi. Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm says, good morning, my brother. Excellent delivery by Honorable Fred Agbanyo on the issue of agricultural systems in the deep. And I salute him for that. His delivery was deep and spot on. Please tell him to look for me small. He should not forget me. Why? You're a very good friend, Alhaji Hamza.
From Pig Farm. Hamza, I'll look for you.
That's Fred is his
now when
mentor.
I call my NDC friend, they don't pick
they
don't pick my
Sam
call.
Aku Kelly from East Legon Hill says that, good morning, Moro. I think Mr. Kofi Tonto needs to be corrected that when people say there were no public recruitment during ex-President Akufo-Addo's time, it means that jobs were not publicly advertised. It doesn't mean that people were not seen queuing at the Elwak Stadium. I think we should stop defending the indefensible for our own credibility's sake. Alhaji Abdul Razak from Denta says, as a Muslim, I understand where Honorable Ladi's belief is, but she should realize that not everybody believes in her religion, a religious doctrine, and should have refrained from making that statement. In the Quran, Allah, the Exalted One, says, no soul can never die without Allah's will at the destined time. Those who desire worldly gain, we will let them have it, and those who desire heavenly reward, we will grant it to them, and will reward those who are grateful. And this one here from what I believe that the other messages are quite personal. I don't like to read personal messages. Anyway, so gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. It's been nice having you. Except that today,
Adam Magwana didn't allow me to talk.
I know this man.
And today,
it looks like they come with a strategy
didn't allow me
to come and frustrate you to talk.
They are frustrating.
But yes. Today, why?
More so when a few months ago in
power and you couldn't deliver. How can you talking place?
Don't let me talk.
We give you the opportunity to govern. You couldn't govern.
But Fred,
now you want to. What are you talking about?
In opposition, there's no job to do. What else can I do?
So I'm saying that when we give them the opportunity, the scorecard shows that they perform abysmally.
Oh no, but
so you cannot come and see this morning now.
I disagree.
And fortificate and
I disagree.
I know you disagree. I know you disagree.
You have super majority.
I know you disagree.
So
I am saying that you talk little. If you talk
at the very least, he's a Ghanaian.
If you talk little, because when they got opportunity, they couldn't do anything.
But you had
you come and give us lectures on economy. If it's that easy to do things, how can you even do it?
You've lost elections before.
They said they are not getting dollars.
Me and you were here 8 years. We were talking, even though you lost elections.
I didn't talk that way. I was clever. I was measured.
Do you know what I'm most worried about?
Oh, brother,
do you know what I'm most worried about?
To talk.
Yes.
I said stop talking. I didn't want to talk.
The quality of the supermajority.
Hey, this matter is a whole conversation.
You see?
Charlie?
Oh, so I thought today you are confirming the CJ.
Oh yeah, by the grace of God, you know the vetting went on very successfully. You see, Ghanaians know the MP, and that is why in the last elections they gave us the overwhelming majority to text.
So you can pack
that we can do whatever we want to do without recourse to them. Because for now they become a distraction. Nothing but a distraction. They want to waste everybody's time. See. This whole thing that your colleagues are super minority
in 7 months
has leadership that will tell you become gentle. See, they will tell you in a democracy.
70 judges in 7 months.
You are crying.
We appointed 110 judges in 8 years.
You see,
President Mahama has appointed 70 judges.
And so what?
Including a coup d'etat at the Supreme Court.
When he said that you are happy.
When you are coup d'etat?
That was a coup d'etat. Those bogus petitions that you sent. Those bogus petitions that you sent.
Mr.
To do your coup d'etat.
Your former Vice President and also Edem, Fred Agbanyo is MP for Guam. Let me thank you very much for joining us this morning on the show. My name is Aldo Moro. Thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana.
Fine. A beacon of hope, piercing through the night. He guides my footsteps, holds me in his hand. God is my light, I'll take a stand. The enemy whispers, tries to deceive, but your truth within me. God is my light in this darkness, shining so bright. A beacon of hope, piercing through the night. He guides my footsteps, holds me in his hand. God is my light in this darkness, shining so bright. A beacon of hope, piercing through